Hello and welcome. This is a Dark Souls type beat podcast, a Souls-like podcast. And I haven't done a podcast in a very long time, but to reappear in the podcast format, we have Indiknit.
I'm fucking back, baby. We're back, and we're Dark Souling. We're about to do a tier list.
We're souling, we're embering up right here.
Oof. I recently played through the whole trilogy. Very recently. I pretty much finished it like a week ago. So yeah, it's all fresh in my mind. I'm very passionate about the series. I really enjoyed the games. And we decided we're gonna rate all the bosses in the whole series together.
Yes. And we're gonna try rate the whole package, right? So we're doing boss design, boss moveset, overall enjoyability, boss arena, and lore. There are,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, there are some lores that I'm not, like, do you know the Skeleton King lores?
Bro, I forgot they even exist.
Yeah, I know, right? So some dudes we might end up skipping lore on, or I'll try. We can make up our own lore to some characters, right? That'll be fun.
Yeah. But
Right.
we're basically just taking a fully holistic approach. We're
Yes.
approaching the boss fight as an experience.
Yes.
Everything around it, like everything that can pertain to the boss fight, is included in the rating of it.
Yes, and I want to flex a little bit. Might be like 1-2 months ago, but I 100%ed the whole trilogy. I want to put that out there.
Yeah, I 100% did the third one because I really liked the third one, and I thought it was very fun, and I didn't want to stop playing, so I 100%ed it.
Yes.
It
but
might be the fucking only game I've 100%ed, and it's fucking Dark Souls.
And you're gonna do the other two.
Maybe one. I don't think I'm passionate enough about to actually 100%. I really enjoy the game. I think it has some of the best moments in the series, but as a whole package, I don't know. I don't think I'd enjoy that experience as much.
I think that in about 2 years you're gonna come back to it eventually, and then you want to do it.
I'll definitely play through the game again. That I can promise. I'll definitely do another playthrough
Yes.
of pretty much all the games.
Right. So I'm gonna do them in no particular order. I'm gonna do them in the order they are placed out here on the tier list maker.
It's very fucking random. I don't.
Yes, and then
It's not alphabetical. It's not like order of appearance. They just like threw in the bosses in just a random order.
yeah, and then we're beginning with the Iron Golem from Dark Souls 1.
I'll tell you about the Iron Golem.
Go ahead.
I love the Iron Golem. He's not a hard boss fight.
No, you can make him fall off. You can actually make him fall off.
But personally, for one thing, I really enjoy Iron Tarkus. I just enjoy the fact that you can summon an NPC that literally just does the boss fight for you.
Yes.
The fucking Omega Chad Iron Tarkus. And just because like Iron Tarkus is tied to the Iron Golem and my love for that character, it just means I gotta put Iron Golem pretty high up.
Really?
I think I do also like. I think it's kind of cool that it can fall off the map, and the animation is kind of sick. It's a surprise, and it's very easy. It's probably a bit too easy, but also it's just very funny. That is the only boss fight that I want to put really high up, just because I find him really funny.
To be honest, his boss arena is fucking trash. It's a really, I mean, cool view, right? But the arena
Yeah, it's a cool
itself,
view.
the arena itself is terrible. It has this like long walkway that's useless.
Yeah, it's just
It's just
it's a funny boss fight. I don't know.
yeah. But the thing is, but by the way, I was gonna question that. Why do we have average and okay? Aren't that's kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I would remove one of them.
I don't,
remove
no, let's just take okay to above average.
above average, sure. Yeah. Above average. That's
Yes. And let's see. Where would you put Iron Golem? Because I would put him
I would
above
put him.
average.
I would put him in good.
Ooh.
So it's either bottom of good or top of above average.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'll agree with you on above average, because I think you can have a really fun experience with the boss fight. You can have the like Iron Tarkus meme experience. You can have like the surprise of like having him fall off the map, or you can just have like, oh, that was kind of easy.
Yeah, and also he even has some movesets that he barely uses because they're ranged.
Yeah.
He like uses it at the start when you enter.
He just throws his axe at you or something.
He like throws a gust of wind, and if you walk in a very specific way, it will hit the ground instead of you.
Yeah.
So let's put Iron Golem in above average.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
The next one is Gwyn, Lord of Cinder.
I think he is legendary.
He is
legendary.
Not legendary. He's even parryable, and parrying him feels amazing.
He's just like a cool boss fight. He's not like people complain that like, oh, the Lord of Cinder, Gwyn, oh, what an easy fucking chump.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just think it kind of adds a bit to it lore-wise, that like he's fucking disheveled. He's like, it's not his era anymore. He's like completely lost.
He's basically a boomer. The boomer of the Dark Age.
Yeah. Like, just look at him. It's like sad music. He's like in a fucking burnt out like husk of an arena.
Clinging to the life he has left.
Yeah. He looks like a pensioner who's like, he's ready to die.
Yeah.
But he's also very fun to fight. That's like, he's kind of easy for where he is in the game. Yes. But I think that kind of adds a bit of like lore. It just adds a bit to the sad vibe of it. Yeah. But he's not just easy, he's very fun. He's like, he might be easy, but he's fun easy. Yeah. So I would put him in legendary.
I would agree with you on legendary.
Just for the music alone, honestly. Like, he could have literally just been like, I don't know, he could have been the Skeleton Lords, and he would still have been legendary with that music.
Yeah, true.
It's that good, And
the thing is also, not even only the boss arena, but the walk up to the boss arena. It's very, like, it hypes you up in a way. Because it's like,
it is.
The area is unlike anything you've seen before in the game so far. And it's emptiness containing ash, basically. And you just walk
Another thing with it is like, the game, like the last few areas you've been to, like the ending of the game, it is kind of shit. Like if you've been a too much fucking giant, lost Isolith and shit, and you're like, okay, I guess they ran out of time here. Like, I guess the game's not good anymore.
Yes.
Then you enter that area and you're just awestruck because it's so fucking cool. You see a bunch of Black Knights who have like the whole game, you've basically just seen them scattered around like super tough enemies. They fucked you up. And now they're just like the normal enemies. You see them like guarding some big arena in the distance and you're like, oh fuck. We're about to fight the fucking Lord of Cinder. We're about to fight Gwyn.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It's great. It's like, they really shit the bed there at the end, but they brought it back with this area and this boss. I think it's legendary.
I agree. I will agree with you on legendary, and even his moveset. It's very jumpy, and he's like a mixture of speed and powerful.
He's really fun, and like if you're gonna be like, he's too easy for being the last boss, just don't level yourself up as much. Then just don't farm.
Yeah,
and he'll be a bit more balanced. Like he is kind of like cool and challenging boss fight unless you're like at the level you are at the end of the game.
Yeah, and they even like let you farm Black Knights at the end of the game if you want to make it easy for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So like you can make him a challenge if that's like your big like, and you can't have a legendary boss that's so fucking easy. Like you can make him challenging if you want.
Yes. All right. Next up is the Great Grey Wolf Sith. And I'm gonna be honest, Tao, before we get into this, this boss fight might be one of the easiest boss fights in the entire series.
He wasn't very difficult.
If you stand underneath him, he is
that's
powerless. He loses everything he has.
Yeah, that's sort of what I did. I beat him on my first try.
Same here.
And I'll tell you this, while I do fucking love it as a concept, I think, like, I never saw the part of the fight where he was like stumbling and couldn't really do much anymore. I didn't get that sad moment because you're just underneath him, you're just hacking away, like fucking destroying him. And he doesn't have time to like get in, because it's like when he has like 10% of his HP, like 15%. And at that point, you're like 2 hits away, and you just fucking kill him.
You just run in, basically.
Yeah. So basically, what I would say is like, he's very easy, and not in the same fun way as Gwyn.
Yes.
But I do love the concept of him like failing there at the end, and it's just super sad. And I think the character, the lore, the arena, I think it's very cool.
I want to put him either above Iron Golem in above average or good.
I would put him in good.
Yeah, okay. Also, I
think he's a very good baseline for good, honestly. I think he's like the perfect example of good. Because he has like some of the best stuff in the entire series about him, but he also has some extreme shortcomings as a boss fight.
Yes. And the lore. The lore is amazing between Sif and Artorias. We'll get into Artorias a bit later, though. But yeah, basically, Sif is the pet.
Oh, you don't want me to get into Artorias, man. That shit's legendary.
That shit
bussin'. But let's get into Gravelord fucking bussin', sure. Let's get into Gravelord. Let's get into Gravelord Nito.
Right, Gravelord Nito. Oh, I'm joking, by the way.
He's average. Dude, he's the lowest of the average.
The thing with Gravelord Nito is I want to put him either above Sif or in awesome. The thing is, I don't know if the boss fight's hard. I didn't have a hard time with it.
No. Like, he could be hard, but like at the level you are in the game when you do him, I've been in my first try. He wasn't all that difficult, and the difficulty in him, it's not like the fun kind of difficult where it's like, ooh, like cool attacks that like are unpredictable and like you're dodging and like it's just like you're getting swarmed by skeletons. He's doing like some weird attack that comes underneath you that's super hard to read, or he's doing like an explosion where everything around him takes damage, and like all the challenging aspects of it are just like they're not the fun kind. And pretty much, there's nothing fun about the fight, I'll be honest. I think he's not super challenging. The challenging parts suck. His arena is kind of, well, it's okay. I don't have much of a problem with it. The area leading up to him, like the fucking Tomb of the Giants, one of the worst areas in the series.
The area is horrible.
One of the worst in the series.
The thing though is that he has probably one of my favorite designs in the series, and not only that.
That's true.
His design is amazing, and then not only that, his sword is a fucking powerhouse. If you can get the Gravelord sword early on in the game, you win, literally.
That was the last weapon I had. That's like
that was like one of the first ones I had.
Yeah, I think it was like the last like 4 bosses I did with that weapon. Like I did the DLC and Gwyn with it pretty much.
It's a great weapon. It has horrible range though.
Yeah.
Not only
that doesn't really matter that much in like boss fights, to be honest. Like most of the boss fights, you're already like pretty much up on him when you're attacking.
His moves, he has the like Gravelord Sword Dance, right? The spell that summons them throughout the ground, and before he does that, he lets out a scream, an amazing scream. It's a really cool scream. I just love him as a character. Basically, the Lord of Necromancy, right?
Yeah, he's the Lord of the Dead. Like he's super important. But that just makes me even hate him more, to be honest, as a boss fight, because I think it's such a shit boss fight. It's such a it's such a letdown when you see that like beginning cutscene. You're like, I hope he's the fucking final boss. What a fucking cool looking guy.
Yeah.
Like what a fucking. I look forward to him so bad. Then you get there and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it just makes me more mad about how the boss fight actually turned out. That I do love his design so much.
In the fucking opening cutscene, you get to see like a snippet of every lord, right? And
I was so excited for Nito. I was so excited.
His part is him walking along ash, and he lets his hands out, and you can see everything decay, becoming death.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'd put him in either good or awesome, and depending on where you want him, we're gonna have to compromise.
I want him in average, but I want him in high average or like low above average. That's
I want him in good, so then we put him in like middle above average.
Yeah, I'd put him right behind Iron Golem.
Right. Okay, then the next one is the Gaping Pussy Dragon. And You beat the Gaping Pussy Dragon, right? Because you can get into
I did.
you can get into
I did. Yeah.
Blighttown in another, like, by another way.
Yeah, I didn't know that when I played. I did the normal Blighttown path.
Same here.
No,
same here.
I think he's a cool design.
I like
think
him.
it's a sick design.
Very easy.
I don't enjoy
very easy.
But he's easy, but he's also super tanky, which is the most like it's just a war of like attrition. You're just like hacking away at him for like a super long time, but he's not really doing much to you. So it's just like you're there, just like I don't enjoy the boss fight at all. I'll be honest, and you're gonna see a pattern every time something has dragon in the name that I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna be a bit more negative than most people.
But I am rather sure that this is legitimately the easiest dragon in the series, right? It has to be.
No. There's one in 2. The red dragon in 2. I've even forgotten his name.
Oh, yeah, the Hellkite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one was easier.
Might have.
As a boss fight.
The thing with the Gaping Dragon, I like his introduction is amazing. It's just a tiny little head that appears, and then his entire body comes up, and the arena. Yeah. I like the arena.
Yeah.
It's like just a sewer. Honestly, I think that the big rat before Gaping Dragon is cooler.
Yeah, honestly. No, but like I feel with Gaping Dragon is he has such a cool introduction. He looks super cool.
He has an amazing design. He has a very nice design.
He is an amazing design. Which gives him points. You can't take that away from him.
His moveset is horrible, though. He's like it's very repetitive
it's repetitive. It's boring, and he's like a big fucking tank. Like he takes a lot of hits. Like I was fighting him for such a long time, and it wasn't like ooh, this is a sick boss fight where like stuff's happening and it's like ooh, different faces and like no, it's just like you're just whacking away at him for like 5 minutes. It's very boring. So I would put him in like. I don't want to put him in bad. I would put him in average.
I'd put him in average too.
I'd put him in average.
Like in the middle of average, somewhere here when we get there.
Yeah.
Now
here comes the 4 Kings.
The 4 Kings. The problem here is, ooh.
I feel very similarly about the 4 Kings that I do the Gaping Dragon. Because I think they have such a sick design in Arena. Like one of the coolest in the game.
Oh yeah, they do, and the way you get there in general, like the ring, the lore of it as well.
Yeah, like everything about them, like everything leading up to actually fighting them is super cool.
Yes.
But I feel like the design of the fight is just basically how quickly can you do damage. Because if you have like super low damage, they're practically impossible because you're not gonna have time to kill anyone before all 4 of them have spawned. And if you do a lot of damage, they're super easy because they basically do nothing on their own. So it's basically they're either like hard in a boring way or easy in a boring way. There's like no in between.
And not only that, there's also a bit of RNG between when you can get an opening to get a hit.
Yeah.
And
I don't enjoy the fight.
Depending on the RNG, you might have to actually just wait for another one to spawn. And then you're fucked in general, depending on your level or your gear.
Yeah. I think they're a horribly designed boss. The worst, like, people complain about, like, gank bosses, where it's like, it's multiple people at the same time. They're the worst in the series, I'll be honest. Not because they're the hardest, not because they're, like, the most fucky, but just, they're poorly designed. They're not thought through in how they're fought at all.
I'd put them below Gaping Dragon.
I would also put him below Gaping Dragon. I would put him like there. I feel pretty much the same about him. Yeah, that's where I'd put him.
Alright then, the Demon Fire Sage. I'll be honest, I don't care for the Demon Fire Sage. It's a boss you've already fought, but it's on fire. I mean, I like...
But here's the thing. It's a very fun boss that you've already fought.
It is.
Like, yeah, I had fun fighting the Demon Fire Sage. I was like, ooh, it's this guy again. I love this guy. So like, I'll be honest, I only had an enjoyable experience with the Demon Fire Sage. But he's also super unoriginal. So I can't like...
We can't
This is one where like... We can't put him that highly. But I do like him. I would have put him like below Gravelord Nito.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But the thing is, then we're putting him above like Four Kings and Gaping
Yeah,
Dragon.
yeah. I honestly,
You want him here.
I'd rather fight a good boss 10 times than a bad boss once. I'll be honest. So put him up there.
Can we compromise and put him here?
If you really wanna, sure.
Right. Because I mean, like, it's very original, right?
Well, I
Could have been worse. Could have been just
Could have been worse.
Could have been just the demon, sage, man, whatever.
yeah,
Asylum demon.
yeah.
Right. We have Dark Sun Gwendolyn. The son of Gwyn, or daughter, depending on what you wanna, how you wanna look at it.
I think the boss fight in itself is kind of not that good, I'd say.
The thing though is, it's pretty fun to just run and dodge for a while.
Yeah.
I
Like,
liked getting good at it and taking like no hits, just running up to him, getting in hits.
I do also kind of feel like he's a bit of a chump compared to like how powerful he actually is. Like,
Yeah.
he's literally like changing this entire area like with just his magic. He's like spawning, you know, fucking Ornstein and Smaug.
Yeah.
Fucking Ornstein, that's just him. That's just his magic.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like it's a bit weird how non-threatening he is. I feel like it's almost. But I guess that's just how his magic works.
He could have literally like been Seath in power.
Yeah. So
Do we put him? I feel like we gotta put him above average though.
I want to put him above average. Yeah. That's where I'd put him. I'd put him between Iron Golem and Gravelord Nito.
I will actually agree with that. I was thinking the same thing. I like the idea of the arena though. Not the arena
Yeah,
itself, just the idea of him creating an endless hallway.
Yeah, I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
And it works with like his whole illusion thing that like when he's changing Anor Londo. Yeah, I kind of like it.
By the way, one thing we forgot to talk about is the music while fighting Sif.
Oh yeah, but that's we all know that's good.
That's a good one.
We all know that's like that's very good.
Yeah.
Crossbreed
Alright.
Priscilla.
Crossbreed Priscilla.
Here's
Right.
the thing. I chose not to fight her. I got to her. She was like,
Thick.
she just. No, but like, I felt like it was very cool to have such a twist where it's like you go through this like the fuckiest area in the game. You go through these fucking skeleton fucking roly boys. You're like, what fucking piece of shit's gonna be at the end of this? And then it's just like this nice person is just like, why? Don't fight me. We're just living our life. Like, just leave. And I think that choice is fucking great. And I think that's a part of the boss fight. I think that choice is a part of the fight. And I think that choice is awesome. So my opinion is honestly that she's awesome. But I haven't even fought her, which is how is the fight? That I guess decides.
The thing is, the fight is basically upon you hitting her, she becomes invisible. You cannot see her anymore. But then you can see her footsteps in the snow. And you can predict where she is, and after taking a certain amount of damage to her, she will become visible again. And if you cut her tail off, a tail that's very similar to what Seath has, except it has fur for some reason. Don't know why, but it has.
Because she's like a moth.
Yeah.
I guess when you combine a god and a fucking dragon, you get a moth.
Yeah, and the thing is, with all the dragons, you get a weapon for cutting it off, right?
Yeah.
Same with Priscilla, but it's a very small weapon, so I believe you get a dagger, and that's about it. So she was like, leave this land, return to where thou came from. And I was like, bitch. And I took that tail, and then I killed that fucker. The thing... And then
the duality of man.
This world has gone hollow. But I killed her, and the thing is, you're saying awesome. I don't know if I'd put her above Sif. That's the thing. Like it's a good boss fight. It's a nice world. I like the concept of it being in a painting, and not only that, but also that it's the test world of Dark Souls. When they were making Dark Souls, the first area they designed was a painted world of Aramaris.
Yeah. No, I the thing here is when you describe the boss fight now, I don't think it sounds like a fun boss fight, but I haven't fought her, so I can't know.
She's
And
really weak.
yeah, like what I feel is like I just really enjoy the option, and I really enjoy the like feeling, like because it's almost like an anticlimax when you decide like, no, I don't want to fight her, like why would I do that? But it's like I think it's just a cool choice. I think it's a cool area, and I do enjoy her character, and I do enjoy that choice. So
Can we put her in good, but like beneath?
I
Sif?
want to I can see that, yeah.
Nice, right. Crossbreed Basila beneath Sif. Right, the Chaos Witch Quelaag.
Iconic. You
Iconic.
can't take that away from her.
Yes.
Iconic. One of the most iconic boss fights. Like I knew of her before having played the game.
I'd even say that she's the first difficulty spike.
Is she?
I'd say so.
No.
No, wait, that's Belfry Gargoyles. We're gonna get to
Yeah.
that later. We're gonna get to that later.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't really struggle with her that much, to be honest.
I think I beat
just
her
thought-
on the third time. I just didn't learn her moveset.
Yeah, I had like I think
Also-
I beat her on
also,
the second or third time as well.
I'm gonna add, by the way, Theo cheated throughout the whole of Dark Souls 1. Not intentionally, but I believe an invader dropped him the Black Knight sword.
Yeah, but that was after Quelaag.
That was after Quelaag, alright.
That was like right after Quelaag, actually. Quelaag was the last fight I did with the fucking Swyhander.
Okay. Swyhander is a good weapon, though. It is.
Yeah,
But
I'd heard it was good, so
where would you put
yeah.
the Chaos Witch Quelaag?
I'd
I'd put her in like above
Wait,
average.
actually, I just realized I lied. I did get the sword before her, but I didn't have the stats to use them
Okay.
like until after her. So yeah,
Where would you put her? Like, well,
I
I'll
would
say the
put her
moveset
in-
is okay. Music is like alright. Boss arena, I mean, pretty cool. It's a spider.
I would put her in good. I would put her in good. She's like, I feel the same way about her that I do about Sif, pretty much. I would say they're
you put
equally
her?
good.
Is this a good idea?
Oh, I definitely, I'd be okay with it.
Sif is just a pop, dude.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. Honestly, yeah, that's the right place.
Yes. All right. This is the Taurus demon. And
Okay,
the thing
I
is,
have-
I want to put him in good just because it's the first time I was. I mean, so the thing is, you probably knew about Taurus demon when you played the game, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Dark Souls when I played, and I was just
No,
like,
I didn't like. I didn't know about Taurus Demon and that. I think I'd seen it like 5 years ago, but I wasn't like ready for it. Like I think I sort of recognized it when it happened, but I wasn't ready for it to happen.
So
if
you-
that makes sense.
yes. So you go through the fog wall, and
Yeah.
you're on the top of the world basically, and you look around and you see the beautiful sun shining through the clouds, and then you just walk along, wondering where the next bonfire is, right? Then from the sky, fucking demon drops down, running towards you. And I panicked, and I ran back and climbed up the ladder, because there was a ladder back there. And then, when I got up, I remembered the fight with the Asylum Demon, and that you can do plunging attacks. And the game forcing me to run back out of fear, out of pure fucking fear, climbing the ladder and doing a plunging attack. That's just an amazing way to design
That's-
one of the first bosses.
That sounds like a sick experience. I'll tell you what happened when I did it.
Yeah.
So I went forward, and I was like, oh, what the heck is this? And then he jumped then he jumped, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, I'm a bit scared now. But then I just ran towards him. And how his attacks work pretty much is, if you just like, if your body's like touching his body, all his attacks just go past you. He just hits like the ground behind you. So I just like ran up to him and started like swinging, and all of his attacks just landed behind me and missed. And I did him on my first try, and I was so confused because he was the easiest fight I'd ever done in any video game, because all I did was just run into him and then like roll like twice.
The
So
thing
I
is,
did not have that cool experience at all.
then it's very different for us because that's kind of where I started to realize that I would love Dark Souls.
Mhm.
Because he was my first. Dude, you remember when you were a kid and you're like
Yeah.
about to fight a boss, and
Mhm.
you're a kid, so you suck at video games, and
Yeah.
the fear of redoing the level or whatever is so
Yeah.
scary to you that you get so tense and stressed, and that you actually end up being scared of the boss that you're fighting.
Yeah, I have that so often when playing Dark Souls. I think, honestly, a lot of the difficulty comes from that.
Yes,
And I'd almost say, because people say, like, Dark Souls 3 is the easiest one.
it is.
And when I like, very much think about it, I don't think I fully agree. But I could see it. But in my head, the increased, like, animation, the better cutscenes, the, like, just... I think I get more scared of those bosses because they feel so much more real because of how they're animated and how they're designed. That, like, in my head, I get way more of, like, a frightened response that makes me stressed when I play Dark Souls 3 bosses than I do in the first one, because they're a bit more clunky in how they look and how they're animated.
Yes.
Which just I didn't have the same, like, fear for most of the fights that I did when I did the third one, if that makes sense. That being said, I do really like the Taurus Demon. I had it, like, even though I describe it as, like, the most fucky shit ever, but, like, it was very fun. I felt very good about myself. I was like,
Yeah.
I guess
You're like-
I'm a fucking pro, epic, fucking the best gamer
Like,
to ever live, huh?
when you-
Hard game.
when you
Can't
like
see it anywhere.
when you beat the Asylum Demon, you're like, right, this is the first thing the game throws at me. Of course, it's
Yeah.
beatable. But when
Yeah.
you beat the Taurus Demon, it just feels better because it's like a better demon.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I had a confidence boost that lasted me a while until a certain boss that I guess we're gonna get to later.
Yes.
But I felt very good for a while after that boss fight. I felt like a fucking king.
I would want to put Taurus Demon between. The thing is, though, gotta compare him to Nito. After Nito, or where do you want to put Taurus Demon?
I want to put him between Iron Golem and Dark Sun Gwendolyn. No, I want to put him between Dark Sun Gwendolyn and Gravelord Nito.
I agree with that better. Like here.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's where I want to put him.
Right, the
Centipede
Centipede Demon. Dude, bad.
Awful boss fight. Put him where he belongs.
Did you know that
Awful.
did you know that you can like cut off its tail and then
No.
the tail becomes another enemy?
No.
Yeah.
Why would I?
That was pretty awful. Dude, I don't like the Centipede Demon. The boss arena is so bad that there's like only one area you can walk to and fight him. It's like in the right corner.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
even-
you basically just stand in the right corner and try to, like, dodge his attack.
I don't even
Like,
remember.
the
his
camera's
moveset.
like the camera's like freaking out because you're like super close to a wall and the boss like right in front of you and he's big. So the camera's just freaking out and you're just like sort of praying that you're dodging him. And it's just like, it's a shit boss. It's awful. It's
Yeah, I agree. dude.
maybe it's probably the second worst boss fight in that game.
I could agree with that.
Honestly, I almost prefer Bed of Chaos, but we'll get to that some
Because I prefer a bit of Chaos, but that's
Yeah.
because of the lore and the arena itself.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. Like,
Right.
fight-wise, they're both awful, but Ceaseless Discharge.
Do we put
Uh,
Ceaseless in bad?
I sort of do want to do that. I think
Same.
lore-wise, it is very sad and very cool.
It is.
And I like the like the thing where he like pretty much like he dies in like one hit when he like when you get to the end of the arena and he's like giving his all, like his last energy to try and hit you. But I never had that because I didn't know you were supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that. That's a bug.
Is that a bug?
That's a
well.
bug.
Oh well,
The-
then.
the
fuck
thing
him.
is that-
Oh, bad.
I'm assuming you and I then defeated him the correct way, but the thing is, the
Yeah.
bug is just basically if you get to the end of the arena, there's a slight misstep in where if he steps there, he will fall off the world, and that attack you can bait him into doing, it just makes him fall off that last step, and then he just falls.
I guess fucking Vati Vidya just saved the developers because he made it sound like it was like super sad and
Oh yeah.
emotional.
Well, he does a lot of things. He's like I remember watching like a video where he talked about ceaseless, and he was like, after you've taken him to the end of the arena and made him fall off, like he's trying to make a joke, right? But he has such a calming, nice, serious voice that it sounds like that's the correct way to beat him.
Yeah, no, I thought that was like an intentional design where it's like he's just giving his like last breath to try and kill you.
But I'm sure it's the same thing with Iron Golem. I don't think he's supposed to fall off.
No, the animation is too clear for him to that not to be intentional. He has like a very clear falling off animation, and they wouldn't put that in the game. That wasn't intentional.
He just has a falling down animation. Because the thing is, you're supposed to make him fall over so you can get in a lot of hits. But if he falls off the platform, he just keeps being in the falling over platform until he dies.
It looks kind of smooth. Like if that's unintentional, they had some extreme luck because I think it looks natural.
We're gonna have to look that up later. Also, by the way, Ceaseless is going in bad.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be the lowest bad, honestly.
Probably.
I don't think there's. Yeah, okay, Capra Demon.
Capra Demon. It's a very easy boss fight. Very easy.
So much easier than people. People are like, it's the fucking worst arena in the game. Oh, it's such bullshit. Like
it's
the first
bad
thought
arena.
I had was like, but like it's not horrible.
No,
because,
it looks good.
Yeah, and the first thought I had was like when I saw those stairs, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to bait the dogs up those stairs and kill them. And like
that's what I did.
Beat them on my first. Yeah, that's what I did. I did it on my first try. I thought it was like a cool idea. I didn't have. I think his like moveset is kind of like, oh, it's kind of cool. I like his design. He's like average, but like the highest average, I'd say. Maybe even above average, but I
don't think he's above average.
No, okay, you know what? Put him in an average. Yeah, average.
So you like Capra Demon more than Gaping Dragon? That's a hard one for me.
I think they're about equal, honestly.
Can we put him here then?
Yeah, that makes sense for me.
Or we
sure, I'd accept it. Because you allowed me to put Demon Fire Sage above Gaping Dragon, I'll allow you to put
I don't know, I didn't realize I did that, dude. I don't want it to be this way. Gaping Dragon is a lot better than Fire Sage, dude.
No.
He is, man. He's just a living pussy, dude. Alright, what's it? Oh, Dragon Calumet, dude.
I fucking hate
I hate this motherfucker. Honestly.
What a fucking bitch.
But the cool thing about it, though, that's gonna give me some bonus points, is the fact that you have to meet Dragon Slayer Go. No, Dragon Slayer, Dragon Hunter?
I didn't even think about that. Like that cutscene where you shoot him down.
Yeah,
that's points.
He's a blind giant fucking archer. And he's like, I hunt dragon, watch this. And then he just shoots an arrow while being blind, hitting Calumet right in the wing.
And I think that's kind of fucking... It's kind of a sick way to get him into the boss arena, I think.
Now, Dragon Calumet is the hardest dragon in Dark Souls 1. In the first one.
Yeah.
And the ring you get is like a proof of being really good at the game. But you're never gonna use that ring unless you're doing like a special run.
I can say I prefer him to some of the dragons that come later.
Yes.
But I don't like him at all. I kind of hate him.
I agree with that. The thing is, he's in fact so optional, and he's in a DLC with 2 other really cool bosses that I just couldn't care for him, even if I tried.
Yeah. No, I put him in like, I'd say he's average.
He is average, but the thing is, I want to put him like either here or here.
I put him.
Or do you not agree with me on this?
I completely agree. And I'm just as unsure where to put him of those 2 options as you are.
Yes.
So I'll honestly, I'm a coward. I'll let you do it. I don't want to choose.
The thing is, the 4 kings are cooler.
The 4 kings are cooler. Yeah, put him there.
I'll put him here.
Right.
The thing is, and the abyss, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, it's very interesting how we share a lot of views on a few bosses.
Yeah, we do. More than I expected.
Go ahead
I expected us. No! The Bell Gargoyles are good. They're straight up bussing.
They're not straight up bussing. They're good.
They're not
straight
good.
Up. They're good.
They're right under Quailag, I'd say.
Dude, the thing is, I agree with this.
Yeah, sure.
No,
yeah,
wait.
Sure.
I'll even perhaps put him here. Honestly.
Sure. You know what? Sure. Put him there.
So
Honestly,
I
think
want to say why I like the Belgargles, because this is very
this
weird.
is very unique. This is very unique.
So first
If you're
of all,
listening to this, you're not gonna expect this shit.
You're not gonna expect this, right? And before we get to the thing you're not expecting, right? I just want to talk about how cool it is that it's the first dual boss in the game, and it's a shock. It was a shock to me when the second one came out. I didn't expect the second one. Not only that, the arena is very nice. The idea of a gargoyle coming down from the sky to fucking kill you is also just very cool to me, like a stone statue boss fight. And it's the first one. It's right before the first bell you ring, and when you ring that fucking bell, you're a fucking champion. You feel amazing after ringing that bell, and I just really like its attacks as well. Its moveset, learning the moveset is probably where you start getting good at Dark Souls. That's the fight where you have to start rolling or dodge attacks.
Yeah,
Not
I
only
really
that,
enjoyed
but
the fight.
not only that, but it's the hardest boss in the series.
You fucking idiot! No.
The thing is,
no, not even close.
I was stuck at Bell Gargoyles for 14 hours.
Like, bruh, I beat the game in like 14 hours. How do you? I don't get it. Of all the bosses in the game, it's fucking Bell Gargoyles.
By the way, I was using a straight sword. Not, but I was still having a. The thing is, after I cut you cut its tail off, you get the Bell. What great axe?
Yeah.
Gargle great axe.
Yeah. I don't even remember if I got that, but
that
I think
weapon is also shit. Well, I mean, it poisons you. I think that's why it's. I didn't use it though, but otherwise, so yeah, I had a hard time with the boss. But after that, I didn't have a single hard time in the entire franchise of Dark Souls.
I guess you were forged in the fire of their breath.
I was forged in the belfry.
Yeah.
In the belfry fucking.
Yeah.
Anvil.
Yeah, I enjoyed the boss fight. I think the moveset is good. I agree with you that the way you have to play that boss fight is it very much teaches you the most fun way to play the game.
Yes.
Because being a shield boy is not very fun. Like
I was a shield boy, which is maybe why I had a hard time with it. I don't know really.
Yeah.
But
maybe. I honestly think so.
It might be.
I'll be honest, I was never a shield boy because I watched this YouTube video like a while back by H Bomber guy where he talked about like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, and he talked about like how the game is more fun if you like play it aggressively with rolling instead of using your shield, and that like playing it more aggressively than passively is like the fun way to play Dark Souls. So I basically just did that automatically. Because that's what I was told to do, pretty much. So I didn't have that problem. I'd already been taught that lesson before the fight, but I think it's a very good one. It's cool also. Like the cutscene in the beginning is like very well done.
Oh yeah, he just flies down.
It very much looks like it's made of stone and like breaking free of that stone. It's cool.
Yes, it
well
looks
done.
like he's been waiting there for you specifically to come. To stop you.
Yeah. Oh, Bell Gargoyles, they belong where they are.
They belong right there.
I completely agree.
And then we have the bit of chaos, and I want to put him here.
No,
dude.
No.
So
No.
Bed of Chaos is better than Ceaseless. Think of the lore, think of the arena, think of the design, think of who it actually is, dude. It's better than Ceaseless.
Is it? It's. Honestly, I'm feeling like we gotta put it.
Do you want to put it
with
here
Ceaseless? Then? Sure, I'd put it with Ceaseless. But I'm almost thinking like,
dude,
do we want to take both Ceaseless and Bed of Chaos down to awful? Because I feel like there are gonna be some bad, and they're gonna be way better than those two fights.
The thing is,
I have this feeling.
The thing though is that I'm okay with putting Ceaseless in awful, but I do like the Bed of Chaos boss fight. I mean, I prefer it. The thing is, I didn't die. But I don't know why. I just like the idea of the witch. Her like ideal thing to use is magic, right? But she's in such a sorry state that she had to put up this like defense ass thing to protect herself. She's basically a one hit.
Yeah.
She's just protecting herself with the demons she created and the magic she has.
It just makes me a bit more also. It makes me mad at the remaster because I feel like they could have pretty easily made it a good boss fight. Like, it feels like the fucking alpha version of a good boss fight.
The thing is though,
But it's a really bad alpha. Like, it's...
If they tampered in any way with the boss fight, we would have a lot of Furious fans.
No. People hate the Bed of Chaos enough. I feel like Lost Isolith, like that entire area of the game, I feel like people were in support of changing that some. Because the thing is, it's just common knowledge that they ran out of time, and that's why it is like it is. And
Yes.
I feel like it just makes me a bit sad that, like, when they had more time, when they had the budget to change those things, they said no. Like, I just so badly want to see the, like, original vision they had. Because, like we said, like, you know that temple in Lost Isolith? It's such a cool design.
It is.
And the Bed of Chaos as a design, such a cool design. Like, I
Yes.
feel like it could have been one of the best Dark Souls areas ever. Instead, it is the worst. And that just makes me sad.
Dude, you just gave me an idea.
Alright.
We're gonna do a second one of these videos when we rank all the areas.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because I'm
Sure.
gonna put Ash Lake in straight up bussin'.
Ash Lake. Oh, yeah, that's straight up bussin'. That's straight
Yeah.
up bussin'. Obviously, that's straight up bussin'.
And if
Even though I had the worst fucking experience of my life down there.
did you get cursed?
I got cursed.
That didn't.
I was like
lucky.
farming. I was farming those fucking clam motherfuckers for like an hour to try and get.
When the Hydra busts a nut and flies up in the air, that's when I
busted a nut. I busted a nut. Like,
I
bro,
busted a nut
that
as
shit's
well.
amazing.
That's I would put if that was a boss, like a boss, I would put that in boss.
Yeah. Okay, basically because we're being a bit slow, so
We're
I'll
not
accept
making-
having those. I'll accept having Bed of Chaos and Sister Discharge in bad for now, and we'll discuss it at the end.
Yes.
Because people are probably gonna get bored of us talking about it right now.
Asylum Demon is average, but we're in.
above average. Above average. Think about it as a first boss fight, not as like. Because think about it as the first boss fight in this. You have that moment where you have like your broken sword, and you're like, "What the fuck? I can't do any damage." And then you see those like torches and like an open door, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta escape." And
Yes.
then just like through the course of like 10 minutes, you get such an extreme power up, and then you come back to fight them. And I had one of my favorite moments in like Dark Souls 1, honestly. It was when I stood on that platform, like looking down on them, because I had that like, we talked about that like fear of fighting a boss that you have when you're a child.
Yes.
I sort of had that because I had that experience of like not being able to do a single hit of damage to him. So I stood and like stared at him for like a few seconds until he jumped up with his hammer, destroyed the ground I was standing on, did a bunch of damage. I fall. I have like a bunch of fall damage taken. I have like a sliver of HP left. He like swings his hammer at me. I just dodge it. I sip my brew, and then I just have like a sick first boss fight. That's like, it just felt satisfying. It felt satisfying, like I was killing a hard boss, even though he was pretty easy, just because of how he's built up, and that just makes him such a perfect first boss fight, I'd say.
The thing
Because
is,
he gives you the satisfaction without like the challenge a lot of other fights have. But that's just my experience. I think it's kind of like how you had a very cool experience with the Taurus demon.
yes.
Well, I just kind of did him like that.
The thing is, the Asylum Demon, I jumped off that platform and plunged him. I don't
I
remember.
didn't do that,
I don't
yeah.
remember how I knew I needed to do that. I don't even think I knew that I was plunging him. I just had the idea of jumping off, landing before him, starting to hit him. But then doing that in midair, I accidentally got a plunge in.
Yeah. No, so I didn't have that moment. For me, it was just a sick, like, it's still one of my, like, fondest memories, because it was, like, it was pretty much when the series clicked for me, to be honest, and it was, like, the first boss in the game. I think I want to put him in, like, honestly like above Bell Gargoyles, but no,
No,
he's
no,
like
no,
in the
dude.
mid.
I want to put him like literally beneath Gravelord.
No, can we put him between Iron Golem and Dark Sun Gwendolyn?
I'm okay with that. But that's your that's
Yeah.
your take.
Yeah, because in my opinion, he's like on the top of good as of right now, pretty much. But that's
Yes.
just
Also, before we get into Dark Souls 2, we might as well just do all the
do the
Dark
rest.
Souls ones that we have
Yeah,
in front of us right now. And then the next
'cause,
one would be the
yeah,
Stray Demon. And if you're okay
yeah.
with that, I'll literally just put it in like... it's just it's the Stray Demon and the
It's-
Asylum Demon is the same boss.
Yeah, put him like right next to Demon Fire Stage, I guess. Like,
Yeah. Can we put him here?
but
Because...
he's a bit better than Demon Fire Sage almost because of the entrance, like the shock of like
No,
the ground
the
falling.
Fire
And then
Sage is on fire, my dude.
all right, sure,
He's burning, dude.
sure. I accept this.
The
I'm
thing with
completely
the
fine
Fire
with it.
Sage also is he lives in the Lost Isolith. He's a
Yeah.
demon still remaining of the witch's craft, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it did also give you that cool moment of like, oh, I know where the Asylum demons come from now.
Yeah.
I get it now. Like,
Same
it
with the
gives you like,
Capra demon.
oh, so this is like the area. Now you get it.
Yes. And then the next one would be Seath, and this is dude. The crystal caves are really beautiful. Seath is beautiful as well.
I really dislike the fight.
The boss fight is bad,
It is a very bad boss fight.
but it's a
And-
very cool arena, and it's a very cool
It is.
boss.
We
And
also
the
have to
lore-
consider the first time you fight him, where it's impossible, and then you get put in a jail cell.
That's true.
I think it's a
The game does hint towards you using one of those rings. The ring that
Does it?
doesn't. Yeah, the game hints towards. There's an enemy that drops it right before that happens.
Oh.
Before
Yeah,
the game-
I didn't do that, so I just lost all of my souls. I guess like it was a mixed bag for me because first of all, I think it's a cool idea. I like the like, oh, it's impossible and they get put in the jail cell. I do sort of, I'm just a bit salty that like you lose your souls. But I basically I went back to that arena because I thought like I'd done something wrong. I was like, oh, I guess it's like I missed something. So I went back there and then I died again and I was like, okay, something's off here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I give up on my souls, and then I found the real area.
The thing is, though, it's a beautiful boss arena the second time, and
It is a
he
beautiful
is
boss
a very
arena.
beautiful boss in itself.
He is a very cool design. He has some very cool lore.
The lore is amazing. It's basically right. He wasn't born with scales. His seat the same.
Yeah.
The scales, and the scales give immortality. And Gwyn was like, "Ayo, my G's, I'ma give you a fucking research facility in Anolondo." And he was like, "Cool, can I fuck your daughter?" And he was like, "Yep." And then they lived happily ever after. That's not entirely true, by the way.
Yeah.
He was. Oh wait, so the one thing that isn't clear, by the way, there's a character in the Dark Souls series called Velka, I think,
Mhm.
and it's unclear if Seath fucked Guinevere or if Seath fucked Velka, because lore-wise, it makes sense if
Yeah.
it was Velka, because Velka
Yeah.
was also a scientist, and I believe it's known that Seath and Velka work together.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
The thing is, Seath was given part of.
But Velka wasn't like wasn't it like a gift from Gwyn?
Yes.
And Gwyn didn't have like he couldn't really gift Velka because Velka was like a daughter of the Queen of Islith, right?
Yes.
So I feel it's a bit weird. Like I think it would be a bit weird if he gifted someone else, like gifting your own child. That sounds like something like a royal thing would do.
I'm unsure if Seath gifted Velka, but it did give him the castle. I mean the research, the laboratorium. What's there called? Duke Archives. He gave him the Duke Archives in Anolondo, and then part of his own soul, so that he could perceive immortality through research.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was given Velka, I'm unsure of that, but I do know that Velka was also a scientist, but an evil one, like a bad one.
Yeah. I was always under the impression that like the reason he had sex with a god was because it was like a gift from Gwyn because he did a good job. But I guess
Horny dragon.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't even remember where I got that idea of.
Can we
of
put
it being a gift to
Sif?
him.
Can we put Sif below Priscilla?
You can.
Or above Priscilla.
I want to definitely below Priscilla. I don't.
All right. So the thing is, I'm making it clear in the video. I want to put Sif above, because according to myself, I think Tio has a unpopular take here. I'd say, but I'm unsure myself.
I'm okay with that place.
Yes. Let's get it. So the next Dark Souls 1 boss would be Sanctuary Guardian, and which one is this?
It's the one, in the DLC, the first,
Oh,
the fucking lion.
That's, bad. No, wait, not bad. It's like...
It's not... It's so average. It's
very average. I would honestly prefer Calumet, though. Above the Sanctuary Guardian.
I guess I'll accept it.
You will,
okay.
The thing with the Sanctuary Guardian is I cared so little for it that I don't know the lore for it.
Me neither. But
the thing is, it's very, very average. The arena is also very, very average. The music is so average that I don't recall it. The moveset is a bit shocking, I guess. You're not literally ha ha ha.
It's just an introduction, it's.
Yes.
I don't think it's supposed to be some epic boss fight. It's just more. I'd almost consider it like a mini boss. But
yeah, same here.
Average is that's the right place for it. I'd agree.
The next one is Pinwheel.
The thing is,
you didn't die to
how
Pinwheel.
much? No, of course
okay,
I haven't died to it. But okay, I just want you to think about this. How much joy has Pinwheel brought into the world? How many laughs? How many laughs?
How many tears?
How many tears? How many laughs? His backstory is it's actually really good.
It's really good and really sad.
Yeah. And the meme of him being so easy. Yeah, and the arena is nice. And the meme of him just being so easy. It's it's funny. It's quirky. Honestly, I think Pinwheel has brought more joy into the world than a lot of the average bosses, to be honest.
I wouldn't put him above Gravelord Nito.
The thing is, I think joy-wise, obviously, I think Pinwheel has brought me more joy than Gravelord Nito. But I also can't, in good conscience, put him above Gravelord Nito. That would just be... that would be rude.
Do we put him above the Fire Sage, or do we put him below Nito?
Put him above Fire Sage.
Yes, I can get down with that. That sounds like a move I'd make myself, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I definitely prefer Pinwheel above these bosses here.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe with an exception of the Gaping Dragon, but we compromised on this one. I would probably put this over here where Pinwheel is.
Yeah.
The next one would be Ornstein and Smoke. That's a straight
up boss.
I'd say awesome.
It's straight up bussin'. Don't even trick yourself. Don't even trick yourself here.
Let me think. So the characters and their lore is amazing.
Not only that, but it's such an iconic boss. It's the most iconic boss in the series.
And it might be the only boss where two outcomes can happen, I think.
No, there is one in Dark Souls 3 DLC where there's the Demon Prince.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But also just Ornstein and Smaug, it's such a well-designed boss, to be honest.
It is.
The difference in their fighting styles, the way you sort of learn how to use the arena to your advantage, the two different outcomes, the lore, the just aesthetic of it, they're just so well designed. They're so iconic. If you don't put him in straight up bussin', I don't even know what straight up bussin'.
The first time you die to Ornstein and Smoke literally tells you this is the end of Anor Londo for now.
Yeah.
The thing is, I hope you're fine with this, but it's behind Gwyn, alright?
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Would you agree with that, or is it a compromise?
It's not an agree or a compromise. I think they're about the same. I'd probably put him above Gwyn, but it's not a strong enough opinion to even call it a compromise. I think I'd put him above, but it doesn't
Also,
even matter.
dude, right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Ornstein and Smoke, though. The thing
Okay.
is. Oh wait, never mind. We don't need to because we will talk about Ornstein later again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing
We
is,
will.
What I was gonna say is, I can see which one the next Dark Souls 1 is, and the thing is, I kind of like this boss. It's the
No, you don't.
It's the Moonlight
Okay.
Butterfly, and the reason I like it is because it's scary, dude. It's a very easy boss. It's probably the easiest, technically, unless pinwheel.
No,
But the
'cause
thing with
I
the
think-
Moonlight Butterfly is it moves so slowly through the air, and it's an insect, and I have a phobia for insects. And the song that plays when you fight that one. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I think that's the vibe of the boss fight is very, very, very good.
Yes,
The boss fight itself is not that good.
I agree with that.
uh,
I agree with that.
It's
The design is cool for a butterfly.
the thing is, I think it's so much better than the Bed of Chaos and Ceaseless Discharge. But
Yes,
calling
it is.
calling it an average boss feels a bit insulting to the word average because it is below average.
Do you prefer the Sanctuary Garden above Moonlight Butterfly vibe-wise? Vibe-wise.
Well, you do have, but honestly, I think Sanctuary Guard. Okay, you have a point. Sure, put him above Sanctuary Guard.
Yes.
I think they're about the same tier.
Calamec
because-
is cooler, so this is
Calamec is
this is
cooler.
very alright here.
Yeah,
And now
I'm almost in the like. Either we should probably maybe this is just a maybe we should make another tier, or I think we should move down Bed of Chaos and Ceaseless Discharge, and then put Moonlight Butterfly and Sanctuary Guardian in bad.
what would the other tier be? Below average?
Yeah, I guess.
But that would be bad, right? Or
Yeah,
above
I
average
feel
is
like-
technically good.
Yeah, it's just I feel like
We just needed an in-between.
yeah, because I feel like average right now. There's such a big difference between some of these. Well, two of them specifically. But yeah, I'd almost move down Bed of Chaos and Ceaseless Discharge into awful, and then put Moonlight Butterfly and Sanctuary Guardian in bad. But for now, we just keep it this way.
For now, we'll see when we get into it. Because the thing
the
is,
nuance we'll get into later.
for
at,
now,
like, the end of the video.
we're moving on to Dark Souls 2.
Is that all of the Dark Souls 1 bosses?
No,
We haven't done Artorias or Mammoth.
we haven't done all of them. I can move these up so that
Yeah.
we can do it the correct way. Was that all of it? The Dark Souls ones?
Yeah, that's all the Dark Souls 1.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So
So first of all,
these are very good boss fights, both of them.
first of all, I just want to say, Artorias an easy straight up bussin'.
I agree with that. And
There's not even like honestly, do we even need to discuss it that much? I think it's the least controversial opinion of all time. Everyone knows why it's such a good boss fight. Everyone knows it's one of the best in the series.
The thing
It's
we're
just-
gonna have to discuss is: are you okay with me putting this between Gwyn and Ornstein and Smoke?
No,
Where do you want this to be?
the highest so far.
Okay, I'm fine
It's
with that
better than
too.
Gwyn.
I'm totally fine with that too. I
Yeah.
was just assuming.
Let's say let's just like because let's just pretend like Ornstein and Smough being below Gwyn, Lord of Cinder is a compromise for me. So Knight Artorias being at above Gwyn can be a
Yes.
compromise from you.
Also, Knight Artorias has probably one of the most rapid fucking ADHD movesets out of any boss in the game. In the games in general.
Yes.
The thing is, I love that. It's an amazing fight. You're on your toes throughout the entire fight. It's
Yeah.
he's a very cool character, and not only that, he's being consumed by the abyss.
But like, okay, let's put it this way: like Knight Artorias and Dragon Calamite,
Yes.
they're not that far removed difficulty-wise. But
Yes.
like the amount of frustration I felt about Dragon Calamite and Knight Artorias, even though I probably died around the same amount of times to both of them, not even close. I was never frustrated with Knight Artorias because it just felt so well designed and just so it always felt like my fault when I made a mistake.
When you die
Which
to
is,
Knight Artorias,
yeah.
it feels like, good job, good sir. Because
Yeah, but because you feel like sort of on the same footing because you're
Yes.
both like
He's
pretty much the same size and the same.
he's
You
an
both have like a sword.
his skills as a knight, lore-wise and combat-wise, throughout the game in general, is just amazing.
Yeah.
He's an amazing
Yeah.
knight.
Yeah.
I also love the way they really took into account that his sword is so heavy that he. I don't know. Do you remember his animation when he swings it? It kind of looks
Yeah.
like he has to throw it forward because
Yeah.
he can't one-hand the sword, but the abyss is forcing his body to do it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just such a fucking. It's a god tier.
God
It's a
tier
god
fight.
tier boss fight.
It is
It's,
a god tier boss fight. I agree with that totally.
Yeah.
Arena might be very basic, but I didn't mind because Knight Artorias just works in that arena.
Yeah.
I agree with you totally. Knight Artorias so far being the highest one. I don't think I want that to be the highest one by the end of the video though. But that's because I have another boss plan.
I agree. I have one I prefer. I have two I prefer. I think I have two boss fights I prefer to Knight Artorias.
So far I'm unsure, but we're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
But for now, Manus, Father of the Abyss. Here's the thing, I want to put this boss in awesome, but I'm very sure you're not agreeing with me on this.
Like the thing is, I feel good. I feel like he's like in the middle of good. I didn't love the boss fight, but I think he's a cool design, and I like that you can spawn a Sith. I think that's just super cool.
Yes.
He's one of the few boss fights that I've actually only beaten with companions because I spawned Sith during my
his
during
lore.
my fight with him.
His lore is so important that it ties into Dark Souls 2. And not only that, but first of all, he's the Father of the Abyss. He definitely fucked up Artorias enough for us to fight him in Abyss form.
Yeah.
And also, there's a strong possibility that it is what's the name of that dude? The little dude, the furtive pygmy. There's a strong possibility that Manus is the furtive pygmy, the founder of the Dark Soul.
Yeah, I've heard that theory before.
Yes.
Man, the thing is, I could also like almost admit that maybe the reason I don't like Manus that much is because he comes after Artorias.
That's a possibility.
And that just made me because I went from like the highest high of the series to that point to a fight that I didn't like, that I didn't love, which just I think that makes me even more like skeptical of him than I probably should be.
I know it's hard, but try to imagine Artorias not existing in the DLC. And just remember that Manus is basically the end of the DLC, because considering Calumet is
it's also
optional.
He also has like, you know what? Put him in awesome for now.
Yes.
I feel like for me personally, he's like at the bottom of good, but I also feel like just seeing as you have him in awesome and you've compromised a lot for me,
yes.
I'll compromise and put him in awesome.
Yes, we also needed someone in awesome.
Yeah, we all. I get a feeling we're gonna. Some of the good ones are gonna be moved up to awesome once we're done.
Yes.
Because you know, it's just we have like 50 more bosses to get to, so all this is just preliminary right now. Let's get into Dark Souls 2.
For now, Dark Souls 2, and we have Vendrick, which is a boss, King Vendrick, a boss fight I love. But I would either put him in the greatest of good or awesome.
Here's my opinion, and this is gonna be super weird to hear. I think he's straight up bussin'.
You do?
I think King Vendrick and what they did with King Vendrick is the best thing about Dark Souls 2. I think it's a highlight of the entire series. When you've done, like when you walk into his like arena, and you just see like him being completely like hollowed out. He's just walking around. He's not like even paying attention to you. He's so long gone.
He's hollowed out of his mind.
And he's the guy who's been built up the entire game. He's just like, it's like, you know that gut punch of like seeing Gwyn and how like he's sad and like disheveled.
Yeah.
is that times 10. I think the entrance to his arena, like the fight itself, not at all interesting. Like who cares about like actually fighting him?
Yeah.
But just him as a character, him standing in that arena and not even paying you attention, just being completely gone before you can even get to him. Just
Yeah.
showing how like the world defeated him before you could. Which just makes the world feel even more like
Not only
brutal.
that, him simping out of his mind defeated him, basically. I don't know how caught up on the lore you are, by the way, but Vendrick basically. So, right, Manus split his soul into like pieces, and the last thing Manus saw was a girl. The pieces of his soul took the form of 4 queens. I believe it's 4 or 5. And those queens set out the lands to look for a king. One of them being Nasandra, the queen from Dark Souls 1, the final boss. She's a piece of Manus soul. And she took the form of a human queen. And basically married Vendrick. And corrupted him enough to run Drangliek in a way that was terrible. Which ended up with Vendrick simping so hard that he basically became the shad he was, that he hollowed himself, locked deep down beneath the ground, so that his wife couldn't find the thing she needed. I don't remember what it was. Have you heard about this stuff?
You've told me about it. Like I'm not super caught up on the lore of Dark Souls 2, to be honest. I just think that like
What I'm saying is Vendrick is a fucking shad.
yeah, no, like I guess what I'm saying is like just story-wise, like what's in the like game that you just experienced, like on without reading any lore.
Yeah.
I think the King Vendrick reveal is one of the best things in the entire series. And seeing as it is like a part of his boss fight, like it is the boss of Vendrick that he's completely hollowed and isn't even fighting. He doesn't even notice you
Yes.
because he's so long. I think that is one of the best things in the entire like when people like talk about not liking Dark Souls 2, I agree with a lot of stuff. But just that moment in and of itself just elevates Dark Souls 2 so highly for me. I just think it's straight up bussing for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm stalling because I feel like maybe you're gonna put him in awesome, and I think that might be. I feel like he's straight up bussing.
The thing is, the reason to why I agree with everything you're saying, except that we are gonna have to take the fight into account. The fight is an important part of the rating, right?
Yeah, I guess, but I just feel like the boss fight in and of itself is like sort of him not fighting to an extent. Like I feel
I'll
like
say
the
that
important part.
if he's going in straight up bussin', he's going beneath Ornstein and Smoke. And if it's
Yeah, that I agree with. Yeah,
and,
sure.
and if he's going in awesome, he's going above Manus.
Cut out. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh fuck, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna need to hear a bit of this to decide where I put him. You can hear like the hollowness of the song.
Like it's so hollow.
Dude,
It's
dude, it's okay. It goes here.
yeah, like that moment, like that. Just hearing that reminded me of like walking into that room, and holy, it's one of the best moments in the series.
It's amazing. I can agree with that.
Oh,
The
holy
thing
shit.
is, if there would have been complete silence, I would have also placed him there because that would have also
Yeah.
been a good way to just scare you.
Yeah. And like,
Okay,
like that was oh my god, I could gush up, but we gotta get
We
moving.
gotta get going, and we are at Belstadt.
He is a very good boss fight. I
He
think.
is, but I do not like his design though. I mean, it's
Uh,
okay. It's an average design. It's not like I went into the room and went, oh, cool. And I believe you
Like-
fight 2 of them, right?
No, you only fight one, right?
Either that or one of the queens in the DLC spawns in a small version.
Oh yeah, that happens, but that's a different boss fight. I don't even. But yeah, there is a boss fight that like spawns a like almost copy of him in another fight.
Velstadt was a knight that King Vendrick trusted with everything.
Yeah.
And
I think it's very cool.
he was given the like purpose of guarding his tomb, basically.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I wouldn't put him above the Belfry Gargoyles.
I can agree. I can sort of agree with that. Honestly, I think he's definitely in good.
Yeah.
Should we put him like above Priscilla?
Above Priscilla, I can get down with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good place for him. Twin Dragon, bad.
Twin Dragon Riders is a bad fight. And also,
Yeah.
when you get to the Twin Dragons Rider, you already fought one of them.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's what makes it so bad. It's such a disappointment because you think something cool's about to happen. Because you've just walked past like the queen, right? You're like, ooh, a fog gate, and it's like right past this, like we're in this cool area. We've just like gotten some lore. We're like, ooh, oh, what's this room? It's like treasure everywhere. And then you just see this fucker again
Yeah.
with like his friend. Like, no, it's bad. It makes me mad thinking about it.
The thing is, where do we put it? Do we put it in bad?
I think he's better. Like, it's a better fight than Bed of Chaos and Ceaseless Discharge.
Dude,
but it's also lore-wise, it's worse.
Lore-wise, it's worse, and the repetitivity. Not only that, the arena is very boring.
Yeah, sure, put him there. Put him there. That works. That works.
And also, I wanted to add that, sure, even though Dark Souls 2 technically has the most content, and I really spent a lot of time exploring Dark Souls 2, because that world is huge and changes a lot. But the thing is, repetitivity in the bosses gets clear very early, while Dark Souls 1 and 3 has a lot of great bosses, but it doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
They also
no, like, even fight another Dragon Rider on, like, a fucking tiny-ass bridge somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
so
it's fucking...
the Twin Dragon Riders, we can't even barely talk about them, right?
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about more than it being...
Throne Watchers.
Yeah.
Throne Watcher and Defender or whatever.
Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. The thing is...
It's just a shite version of Ulstein.
I like the idea of fighting 3 bosses in a row. To get to the end.
I thought they were kind of shit, to be honest. I felt like they were like, ooh, Ornstein and Smaug, that was a good fight. People like that one. And then they just like forgot what made that fight good. Because they don't synergize in a cool way. The arena's completely empty and it doesn't have that like strategy behind it. It doesn't have any epic moments. They're kind of boring designs. I think they're Sanctuary Guardian tier, in my opinion. They're below Moonlight Butterfly.
I would put them... Yeah, they are below Moonlight Butterfly in coolness.
Below Sanctuary Guardian, even. I think it's
I believe
lowest average.
I would put them here.
Alright,
but
sure.
That is because the Sanctuary Guardian is just... I just found that very fairy tale-y. And it kind of threw me off, even though the area is fairy tale-y. Ooh, here's a good one.
That's a good one. The
Rotten is a good one. It's everything you missed from the Nito fight.
Yeah, it's a better Nito.
Yeah.
I think he's in the good tier, honestly.
The thing is, he's a better Nito, but he isn't as cool design-wise as Nito. But his story is sad, and the opening cutscene is him trying to repair one of those dolls that shoots out poison. And when it breaks, he gets mad.
I was gonna say, the one big complaint I have about this boss fight is honestly the area before, like the run-up is so fucking shit. I hate that area. I hate those fucking statues that spit poison.
I like the area, but just because it's hard.
It's not hard in a fun way. It's hard in a fucking boring It's piss, the run-up. But the fight itself is really good.
Would you be alright with me putting this either next to or above... Wait, next to or above Seath?
That's exactly where I'd put it. I'd put him right. He's in Seath tier.
Above or below? I'd say... Ooh.
I'd say above, because he's a cool design and he's a bit more of a fun
The arena
fight.
is cool as well.
Yeah, he's better.
Alright. By the way, before we pick the next one, honestly... The Rotten is basically the reincarnation of Nito as well.
I didn't even know that.
If you kill,
you
kill the Rotten in New Game Plus, you get Soul of a Great Dead One.
No.
And that's the Soul of Nito. There are 4 bosses that does this in Dark Souls 2. And I'll talk about every single one when we get to them.
Yeah, sure.
But the next one is also pretty good, considering
I like
there's
the Last Giant.
the Last Giant is the first boss in the game.
Yeah, it is the first boss. It's a good one as well.
It's a good one. If you damage
it's not even
if you damage
it's not
one
even
of his
close to
hands,
Asylum.
if you damage one of his hands enough, it will fall off, and in a desperate attempt to kill you, he will use that arm to increase his reach to kill you.
Did not even know that part.
He
That
uses
never
that as a weapon to get better range.
He's in my opinion he's Taurus demon tier.
I
Like
agree.
Yeah.
And Taurus Demon is hero, but I would say that I prefer the Taurus Demon.
yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Well, I don't. Yeah, sure. Well, I don't even want to say I agree. I don't have a strong enough opinion either way to say I agree or disagree with that. What's this?
Yes.
The Duke's Dear Freya.
I want to say that I remember this fight,
Oh,
but
I'm gonna
look
I'm
up.
gonna
Look up Freya. Is Freya the? Who's Freya?
I don't remember.
Who's Freya?
Okay,
Was
the
it
Duke,
someone?
what was it called? Duke's Dear Freya.
Duke's Dear Freya. Did you fight them, or did you skip them?
I probably fought them because I put them in. Yeah, I definitely because I looked this up last time, but I've forgot since then. Okay, let's see here.
Let's see.
It's the spider. Yeah, it's not a good fight.
Wait, it's a spider?
Yeah, it's the big fucking spider.
It's not a good fight. It's a cool boss though.
Yeah, it's a cool boss, but not
Not
all a
only
good.
when you kill this one, you get, I believe, soul of a great pale drake.
Oh.
Obviously being Seath.
Well, that feels like, I guess, not sure, but I just think it's not a fun boss fight. I don't even remember
it isn't a
I
fun.
remember it being.
You can-
I remember something about it being just super fucking shit.
It's
but
the,
I don't even
it's the
remember
part.
what.
It's the part where you can only damage it if you hit the head,
Oh yeah.
and it also spawns in mini spiders during the fight.
Oh yeah. It's a good example of some of the shortcomings.
It's a
this
cool
game.
arena. It's a cool boss, but the fight itself is a lot of minus points.
Yeah,
Where would you? I would put it like
below Moonlight Butterfly in my opinion. It's worse than Moonlight Butterfly.
below Moonlight Butterfly. I would put it above the Throne Watchers though. Like just design wise.
Sure,
it's
yeah,
cooler,
sure,
it's
yeah,
cooler.
sure, yeah. I agree. That's
It's a cooler fight.
after consideration. I also think the walk up is cool because you like walk on spider webs like
Yes.
down it.
Yes.
It has cool. It's design wise very good. Boss fight
Yes.
wise, poopy to poo. All right, Smelter Demon.
Smelter Demon.
It's the thing is I don't even want to put it in above average. It's so uninspired. Is that harsh? It's so uninspired.
It's very average in design.
Yeah.
I
it's
do. There's one thing that's cool about the Smelter Demon, and that's that it has an attack where it shoves its own sword into himself, bursting it with flames.
Yeah.
Because he's made of fire, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, but that's about what I can say for the Smelter
I
Demon.
feel like the Smelter Demon, like for me, it's like the definition of average, to be honest.
It is, but that would mean that we're putting it like in the middle of average, right?
Yeah, I think it's below Capra Demon.
It's below Capra Demon. Is it below Four Kings? It's not below Four Kings.
No, it's not below. It's not below Four Kings.
Yeah, let's put it there.
Yeah.
Skeleton Lords. This is a very random fight. When you get to this, when you fight the Skeleton Lords, you feel like you're fighting enemies. You're not fighting a boss.
It's not even like. The thing is, I don't even know where to put it because it's so nothing.
If there exists a lore for the Skeleton Lords, I'm gonna try and avoid that lore for the entirety of my life. I just don't care about them.
You know what? I'm gonna look up Skeleton Lords lore. Dark Souls.
Check out the lore for the Skeleton Lords.
Okay, the Skeleton Lords. The Skeleton Lord. Okay, information. Okay, that's just. There is no lore.
There's no lore.
I can't find any lore. Wait.
That makes it worse. There's just skeletons.
Souls lore. Okay, Lord, All Iron King commanded the capture of all undead and led his best men on undead hunts. The captured undead were thrown into a cell built in the forest that would become known as Huntsman Core Cops. I don't even. How is that pronounced? Huntman's Cops? I don't.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just want to add that if the Skeleton Lords are the best men, then I don't know what the fuck went
These
on in
unfortunate
Tierlist.
souls were tortured and killed mercilessly and eventually reduced to skeletons. So I guess
It's a very. I mean, the lore. There is lore there. It's very
Yeah.
minimum lore.
Yeah.
I
not
wouldn't.
horrible, but like it's not enough to make up for.
The arena is
I think
the
so.
arena is below cool, but it's also kinda cool.
I don't think it's awful.
Yeah.
As hard as that is to admit, I don't think it's.
Is it weird that I want to put it above Bed of Chaos?
No. It's definitely above Bed of Chaos. It's definitely above Bed of Chaos.
Is it below Sanctuary Guardian?
Sure.
So we're having another one in average then, or do we put it here? It
This is again where I'm starting to feel like we almost need another tier. But I guess that's a good place to put it
Yeah.
for now at least.
Would you
For
ever
now.
see yourself looking forward to fighting the Skeleton Lords?
No, but I would never like feel like, oh no, the Skeleton Lords. Oh no, this fight. Like
True.
it just is. It just is. So yeah, I guess that's a good place.
The next one, oh boy. This one. The thing is, since you don't have anything to say about this one,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, just put it where you want.
you skip this one,
Yeah,
I would honestly put this here, above Manus.
sure.
And
The thing is,
I'll explain
when
why,
I
of course.
I actually prepared because what I did is I looked some gameplay up. I was like, okay, just so I can like see if he's like complete out of his mind. I just like looked up someone fighting him, and I was like, oh, that seems like a good boss fight.
He's
So
a very good boss fight. He's basically a noble fucking man wielding a katana. And if you do a no hit on him, he gets so sad that he basically kills himself. If you don't take a hit, he fucking commits seppuku in front of you because he sees you as such a noble knight that he doesn't want to be killed by your hand.
Yeah.
He wants to fall to himself at that point. I believe there's very important lore between him and Vendrick as well. I do not remember it, but it's very good and it's a very sad lore. It's something
it sounds like a cool boss fight. I could see what I've seen. It's better than Manus. I'd say it looks better than Manus. Okay,
What's
Sin the Slumbering Dragon though. Here comes
is
my.
this the DLC dragon?
This the DLC dragon, and here's the thing.
It's a cool design for a dragon.
It's a cool design, but I've never been more frustrated in Dark Souls than fighting him.
It's an annoying fight, yeah.
And like there's, I'll be honest here because this is something that's gonna affect like a lot of these boss fights in the DLC, especially for Dark Souls 2. I did not know that there was this stat that increased your roll invincibility frames.
Oh,
And I picked the knight, who starts with 8 in that stat.
yes.
So basically, throughout the entirety of Dark Souls 2, I had like 1 frame of invincibility during my dodges. Like everything had to be like very perfect when I dodged, which for a lot of fights that worked.
Yeah.
But for some fights, the amount of attack frames in an attack were more than my dodge. So sometimes I like dodged perfectly, but I still took damage. And I feel like, especially with like the dragon, the Sin the Slumbering Dragon, I think a reason I was so frustrated with him was because he's not meant for you to have fucking like 5 frames of invincibility during your dodges. Because there were a lot of attacks from him that were literally impossible to dodge. So that just made me so fucking pissed off at the end.
Would you put him in bad though?
The thing is, my experience with him is bad. Like, but I think it's almost more of like a problem with Dark Souls 2 and how it was designed with your leveling and shit than it
Yeah.
is with the boss fight. Because I've seen other people fight. Because I've like looked up some other opinions and stuff. People love that fight, and I've seen other gameplay of it, and I'm like, I see them dodging, and I'm like, oh, that's how it's supposed to work, huh?
Yeah.
So the thing is, my experience with Sin the Slumbering Dragon is probably my least favorite in the entire series. But in hindsight, looking at what the fight actually is, and how you're supposed, like what you're supposed to have when you fight him, I feel like my opinion, honestly, like it's very much like a fluke that I played him like that, and I feel like it's unfair to the boss fight for me to even judge it, because for me it was just fucking hell on earth.
The thing
So
is,
honestly, I'll almost just give it to you. Like you can put him wherever you want. I'd almost like do whatever you want with him.
the thing is, I enjoyed the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender more, but I didn't enjoy the Sanctuary Guardian more.
Sure, put him there.
I'd put him right here.
All right, works for me. Scorpion as Freya. What do you want to say?
Night
Scorpion?
Guy. A Scorpion as Night Guy.
What did I? Okay, I guess.
The thing is, it's alright.
It's such a like fucking like he just took Quailag and made it work.
Exactly, that is what they try to do though. They really try to like get Quailag back. Would you put it in
It's
above
not-
average though? Or
No.
where would you put it? Average? Bad? No. Average, right? We're gonna have to stick her in average.
Just below Smelter Demon.
Yes. Four Kings is better, or no?
Yeah, Four Kings is better.
Yes.
No, is it though? Because
It's
fighting-
cooler. Area
it's
is
cooler. Yeah, sure. Like it's more memorable. It's
Yeah.
yeah. That's correct. That's correct.
Four Kings is more of a milestone in Dark Souls 1, defeating them, than Scorpion as Nika.
Yeah.
There's
The
also
Ruin-
right. By the way, you can summon a man Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not even know about that. I just did her normally. But okay, the Ruined Sentinels. Those
These
are like
guys.
the triple threat, right?
Are there 3 or 4? They're golden
They're-
boys.
They're the triple. They're 3 of them.
Okay.
Definitely, I remember that. I did it pretty recently. I'd put them in like. They're
They're also the definition of average.
they're the definition of. I feel like I prefer them to the Throne Watchers, but I prefer the Duke Freya over them. Do I? Okay, I feel like they're a bit. You're kind of fucking. They're not good, well designed at all, but they're also not like horribly. Like they're so inoffensive. If
The
you know
thing
what I
is,
mean. They have nothing
the thing
interesting
is,
about them.
When you walk into the boss arena, you can kill one before you fight the other.
Yeah.
Because you could instantly drop down or fall down and then fight all of
Yeah.
them, and then you're at the disadvantage. But you can
Yeah.
kill one of them before you
Yeah.
actually have to do the fight.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to do enough damage to be able to kill them fast enough, because otherwise another one's gonna jump up, and then you're fighting 2 of them on that little platform, which
Yes.
happened to me. But yeah, honestly, they're the most fucking average ass boss fight ever. It's so below Scorpion as Freya.
Yeah,
below
below
Calamity. I'd say they're below Calamity. Yeah.
I'd say that I prefer the Moonlight Butterfly, in design
sure.
wise and like coolness and vibe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I definitely prefer it to the Duke, dear Freya. So that's perfect. That's the perfect place for it.
Now the Royal Rat Vanguard is straight up bussin'.
I love it. Like it's fun. It's fun to kill those rats. I'm not gonna lie.
It is fun, but I wouldn't put it. Let's put it in good.
It's pretty. Like it's so like because
It's fun, and the thing is,
it's fun.
you can
but
tell a
it's like,
very
it's-
slight difference in between the Royal Rat Vanguard and the rats. I think the like Royal Rat has like a mane or like different hair on its back. But
I enjoy it.
up until that point, you're literally just killing rats, and then you see the health bar of the boss going down, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I must have gotten him. Which one was it? And then you look around for him
Yeah.
because you don't know.
No, I
which
feel
one.
like maybe just above Gravelord Nido, below the Last Giant. Is that a good place for him?
I would put him below Nido. But that's just
Okay,
because
sure.
he's very like thrown in there as a boss.
Yeah.
He's still
Yeah.
enjoyable, but
Yeah, I
like
feel
he
like he's
deserves to
more
be.
he's definitely more fun than Nito. And honestly, like I described before, Nito being so cool almost makes me hate the boss fight more because it just makes me so disappointed.
I
Which is
can
why I prefer
I
yeah,
can understand that.
yeah. The Royal Rat Vanguard though, that's not a good one. That's a
The
bad
Royal
one.
Rat Authority is very
Yeah,
bad.
I mean the authority, yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like they're
the thing with this one is, it's just the big dog.
yeah, it's just a big dog and it
Can we
has
put
like
it?
little minions.
Can we put it in bad? Because I literally don't like this
Yeah,
boss. It's not even like
yeah,
it's not even tedious or hard. It's just not cool in any way.
I prefer Twin Dragon Riders, honestly.
Yeah,
I
same.
had more fun with it. Yeah.
Wait, can this be awful? Is it
No,
an awful
fuck it,
fight? It's better than the
fuck it,
centipede,
fuck it.
or is it?
It's better than the centipede,
It's better
definitely.
than
The
the
centipede
centipede.
is way, way, way worse. Like, yeah,
Let's put it here,
yeah,
man. I agree
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
Pursuer.
yep. Pursuer is good.
Pursuer is
It's
pretty good, unless he gets you with his grab attack, because the Dark
yeah,
Souls 2 hitboxers are kind of fucked.
yeah, because they have like sort of
They suck you
an
in.
auto aim. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
like this sort of fucking weird auto aim.
I
I
would
feel
still,
like
in terms of coolness and him pursuing you throughout the entire game.
yeah. I was gonna talk about that when we talked about like the Twin Dragon Riders, and we're like, oh, it's a bit repetitive. I feel like the only time they actually did that in a cool way is with the Pursuer,
Yeah.
because like first time you see him, he's like he drops down from like a bird in like a random place in the level, and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he fucking destroys you. Then you fight him as like a boss, and you're like, who got him? And then he comes up as like a dark spirit that like attacks you, and like it's cool. I like what he does. I think he's a cool.
Either
But I
we
do.
put him very high average or somewhere in the middle of above average. Right?
Yeah, because I feel like
He's-
a lot of the problems with him as a boss fight are again problems with Dark Souls 2 as a game.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? It's like
I do.
if you put that exact same boss fight, but you put in like the Dark Souls 3 engine or like the Dark Souls 1 engine, it would be a good boss fight. It would be like up and good. But because of how Dark Souls 2 is a bit wank sometimes
Yes.
with its like homing attacks, I feel like he's somewhere in average or above average. I'd put him in above average.
I would too, but I would still put him like at the lowest.
Yeah, I agree. Put him right there. Yeah.
Right here then. He's a very cool knight though.
Yeah. I can't even read what that
This
title
is
because
Prowling Magus and Conjuration. It's literally before the spider Freya. You just fight like 10 men crawling on the floor and a priest.
yeah. The thing is, I thought it was a super cool like room.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, I think like people would be like singing the praises of that room if it wasn't like considered a boss.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's super cool. You're like, what the fuck is this congregate? And like they're cool, they're well designed. It's like it really feels like you're walking into like a congregation that's like in the middle of something, and it's like has like a cool aesthetic, and it's. I would feel bad putting it in bad because I don't think it's bad. I just feel like Dark Souls 2 being a bit more lenient with what it calls a boss makes people dislike it more than like if it was like just how in Dark Souls 3 there's like that, I don't even remember what it's called, but that pretty much the asylum demon but gray.
Yeah, the thing on the roof.
Yeah, like I feel like if the game called that like a normal boss, people wouldn't like, they would be like, oh, that's shit stinky. But because I feel like that's what they should have done with Prowling Magus and just like not called it a boss, and it would have been very, very good. But as a boss, it can't be that great.
Then we need to put it below Sanctuary, right? Like right here.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what? I think design-wise, it is cool enough to be above Sanctuary Guardian. I think it's below the Slumbering Dragon, though.
But the Sanctuary Guardian is more of a boss, though.
Yeah.
Or because we're torn between here right now.
Yeah, we're torn between those two.
The thing is, Sanctuary Guardian is more of a challenge. I don't like the design of it though. The Sanctuary Guardian.
Yeah, I think it's like it's not that challenging. I think most people did it on their first try.
Yeah.
Like
Do we
just put it.
here,
Yeah, Yeah, put it there. I think that's the
Ooh.
right place for it.
All right then. We have the old Iron King.
Barely fucking remember like it's cool,
It's
well designed. Like it's a cool
it's a
design, I
cool,
think.
very cool arena, very cool
Yeah.
boss. His moveset is all
Boring,
right.
Yeah, it's like if it were a boring fight, that's like cool. It's a cool boring. It's
I'd still put him like in above average, but that's probably because of his importance.
yeah, sure. You know what? Put him. I would put him right below Pursuer.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. He's a cool guy though. Iron Keep, by the way. Do we
Yeah.
discuss Iron Keep? The lead up to Old Iron King.
The thing is, I think we could talk about that for like an hour. If we're ever gonna do like an area ranking, I think we can get into that.
That is
because I
true.
feel like I get a feeling we're gonna disagree a bit, and I get a feeling it would take us like half the video to talk about that. So let's skip.
I just want to make sure. Do you hate the Iron Keep?
I think it is bad. Yeah, I think it's bad.
Okay, then we are disagreeing. But let's say
Yeah.
that. Let's say that.
Yeah, I got that feeling. Yeah,
This
the
needs
old
to
dragon
be. This
player.
needs to be content, right? We can talk.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't talk about anything off camera.
Yeah, exactly. It's never gonna be talked about until it's time.
Yes. All right then. We have the old Dragon Slayer, Ornstein. The thing is, I want to put him either high in good or in awesome.
I want to
That's
put
up
him
to you.
in. I want to put him. Like honestly, I think he's in good for me. I think he's below the rotten. I think he's like right below the rotten. Maybe.
The thing is, it's a nice throwback, but he's very weak depending. I mean, so the thing is, sure, you've played after Ornstein and Smoke, you've played another half of a Soul game and then half of the Dark Souls 2 game. So when you get to the Ornstein again, of course you're gonna fucking destroy him. But
Okay,
still,
here's something that's probably not fair to the boss fight. Dark Souls 3 also had an Ornstein throwback,
yes.
and I think that boss is. I don't want to spoil, but I think it might be awesome. I fucking love that fight.
It's a good fight.
And I feel like seeing as they did it 2 times, and this time falls very short of the other time. Even though this one is first, I still feel like, as a whole in the series, it's like it's pretty unnecessary. So I'd put it under the Rotten because the Rotten is like probably as fun to fight, but it's also way cooler design-wise. I'd put him below Seath. I think he's the bottom of good, to be honest.
You'd put him here, or would you say?
Yeah, that's where I would put him.
You'd put him here.
Yeah,
I
so you can move him. You can move him up 1 or 2 spots if that's what you feel
No.
like.
Seath is cooler, dude.
Yeah, sure.
I agree with
then
that.
that's good. Yeah.
Ooh, Nassandra. Probably my favorite design in Dark Souls 2 of a boss
Is
fight.
that the first like last boss
Yes,
you fight?
it's the Queen's true form, yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like
The fight itself is very meh.
fight itself
But the
is very
design, she comes out with the fucking, her fucking clothes are made of skeleton. She has a gigantic scythe. She sucks though, but she's very cool design-wise.
The thing is, we also have to consider it's the final boss.
No,
Like unless we're talking about Scholar of the First Sin, then she's still.
Yes.
But she's basically a part of the last boss fight, even in that. Like,
I still,
even in that version.
honestly, she's a better boss fight than Aldrich.
Wait, where did we put Aldrich?
We haven't done him yet.
Oh yeah.
I'm just comparing them, right? Because if we're gonna compare them, right?
No, the thing is, I definitely prefer Aldrich.
But
I think Aldrich is
he just appears, and when he doesn't burn, you walk up to him. Sure, he's cool, but when he just appears, does shit, and when he doesn't burn, you hit him.
Okay, you know what? I now that I think about it, I actually agree. I think Aldrich is a cool addition to the game.
Yes.
But honestly, I think they could have done the exact same thing without making him a boss fight.
Yes.
I feel like him being a boss fight is unnecessary.
He has an amazing voice, though. I love his voice.
Yeah, an amazing voice. Like, he adds a lot to the game. His ending is very good.
Yes.
I just feel like he didn't have to be a boss fight.
I agree.
So you know what? But yeah,
Nassandra should we put her? Is Nassandra a better fight than Pinwheel? I'd say so, but you
I'd
decide.
I'd put her just below the Pursuer, or just below the somewhere in the Pursuer Old Iron King rank.
I prefer her to the Old Iron King.
Sure, put her there. That seems good to me. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree with that placement. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Is that Mytha the Ranchu? Wait. Lore. Nasandra lore. Very important. I touched upon this before. Came to the land, made Vendrick became a tier 3 sub, and then she made him pillage the lands to her wish. She was looking for something. What was she looking for? The flame? I believe she was looking for the first flame.
Yeah. That probably is why she was in the arena, like why she...
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Don't you need Vendrick's ring to open the door?
Yeah, you need it.
That's what she was looking for. So he hid himself deep below the fucking ground and hollowed and made Verstadt guard him.
Yeah.
That's the lore, though. Now we have Mytha, the
thing is,
Beneficial
I didn't
Queen.
know you could. I didn't know you could drain the poison from her arena.
I
So,
didn't know that either.
Yeah, apparently you can, but I did not know that. So
I
in
found out on
my
the
experience
second
was just like,
a timed
What?
boss fight. You have a time. Yeah. If you do it, so I'm assuming both you and I did it the first run.
Yeah.
Well, in poison.
yeah,
Yes, my second run I found out about the windmill, so I did that the second run.
yeah, I did not.
Considering I didn't know, it was like I was on a timer, right?
Yeah,
And I thought that was alright, because it's a pretty easy fight.
yeah, like that's sort of the thing. Like the only thing that makes her like a bit challenging is the poison, and like I guess she's an okay design, but she's a bit uninspired. Like you've seen like characters that look about like that in dark fantasy. Like it's not that. Like the Old Iron King is definitely better. I think I prefer.
Yes.
Honestly, I think I prefer the Gaping Dragon to her.
I agree.
I think
Where's the Gaping Dragon? There it is. Let's put
Yeah.
her there. She's cooler than
that's where
Capra. She's cooler than Capra.
yeah, I agree.
What the fuck is this? Oh, it's King Pets. No, this is the one you didn't do, right?
Let me check if that's the one I didn't do.
This is two of them. It's Lud and Solon, the King's
Oh,
Pets.
yeah, I didn't do that one.
It's not that good. It's better than the first one, which is just one pet. Considering this one is harder, and the walk up is also harder, even though it's annoying.
I'll tell you again. Like this is a thing where it's gonna be like the one where it was only one of the pets. That was one of the hardest boss fights in the game for me because its attacks had more damage frames than my roll frames, pretty much. So you had to be like frame perfect every dodge. So I had a really hard time with just the one pet.
Here's the thing: imagine two, and also the way you have to get there is basically walking through a snowstorm, and every other minute the storm clears and you can see if you're heading in the correct direction or not, because that's random. And then while you're being chased through there, there's a horse following you, and like an enemy. And if you kill that one, another one spawns. And if you don't kill that one, more of them spawn.
No, this sounds awful.
It is awful.
Yeah, put it in awful. Like that just hearing that makes me fucking mad. And I didn't even do it.
I'll put it.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to think right now. I need to think very hard right now. Yeah. Centipede is piss.
Okay,
Ooh,
coming up we have
Lost
two of the
Sinner.
best boss fights in the game, I think, are coming up now.
Yes.
Lost Sinner is really good.
Lost Sinner is very good.
I think it's for me it's like in the Bell Gargoyles Chaos Witch Quailag tier.
I'd put it
It's like
above the gargoyles and below Sif.
Sure, I agree.
It's a very cool arena. The walkway to the arena, you know, like the room exactly before the arena. When you
you can like light the arena up. I didn't know that, but I think that's cool. And the thing is, I feel like if you puzzle like it has some logic behind it, so it's actually a cool puzzle.
Yeah.
And maybe I would have figured it out my second attempt. Who knows? Because it feel like after I've seen it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense actually. But yeah, that's cool.
Here's the thing: if we think about it, I'd put the Lost Sinner at least above Old Dragon Slayer. Here's the thing: is the Lost Sinner better than the Rotten?
The thing is, because they're like in the same, they're the same sort of boss fight. They're both like the Lord's Soul kind of things.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have more memories of the Lost Sinner being like, yeah, that's cool. Because also the walk up is like less piss.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. I like that it's in like, it has those handcuffs. It's a cool design. It's a cool boss. It's well done. It has like good gimmicks. It's definitely like, for me, it's like, it's somewhere there in the Bell Gargoyles tier.
Then we should. So I'll be honest. I prefer the Gargoyles.
Okay.
But I'd say that the Lost Sinner is better than Quaylak.
Okay, I accept.
Is this?
I accept. I
Okay,
accept.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
I accept.
Ooh,
Looking last night, I think it's super cool. I think it's a fucking sick design.
Here's the thing:
can
I put this in awesome?
You can put it in awesome, sure.
I
think
would.
it's just
I
a
would
sick
put
design.
it. I would put it below Manus though.
Yeah, sure.
But that's just my personal opinion. The idea of this fucking mirror shield summoning a live fucking invading dudes is very
it's
nice.
so cool. It's so cool. I also just like its moveset in general. I think the
Moveset
design
and
of
its design, the
Yeah,
arena
it's
as
just-
well is cool.
yeah, it's a highlight of the game for me. Yeah.
The walk up is
I
also
agree.
cool, like
walk
statues
up,
coming to
very
life
good.
to kill you. through a
Yeah,
big
it's
corridor.
like this is like it's an example of why they should have just skipped the twin dragon riders and just taken us straight to the fucking Looking
Yeah.
Glass Knight.
True.
Okay, Guardian Dragon.
Yes, the Guardian. This is the one before you get to like the fucking Dragon Valley, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I
this is
think
so the Guardian Dragon. I believe that's a Hellkite dragon, which is the dragon you see in Dark Souls 1 guarding the secret
Yeah.
bonfire at the Sunlight Warriors Covenant.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I think
It's-
I had more fun fighting it than the Gaping Dragon, just as a fight. But it's also less of a cool design.
I
So I guess it
I
depends.
prefer the Gaping Dragon.
Okay, I accept.
But can we put this one also above, at least above Smelter Demon?
Yeah, I think it's above all. Maybe even. I think it's just below Gaping Dragon. Honestly, I think that's.
I'll accept. I'll
Yeah,
accept.
I think that's
Oh,
Giant Lord. Is
Giant
that the one
Lord.
in the dream, right?
Did you do this one?
Yeah.
Oh, you did this one. So the thing is, for some reason, I prefer the last giant. But the thing is, the Giant Lord has a cooler design, obviously, because he's a lord. So they just made him cooler.
I think the last giant is a way more fun boss fight.
I agree, totally. But
Yeah, I
the
think
thing
I
is-
think the Giant Lord, honestly, as a boss fight, is very average.
it's very average.
Yeah, it's very average. Like honestly, I prefer the Guardian Dragon to it.
You do?
I probably prefer the Smelter Demon to it. Honestly.
The Smelter Demon. Where do we put that? There.
Yeah.
Yes. The thing is,
I think somewhere-
I'd probably prefer the Capra Demon to it, though. No, wait, never mind.
Yeah, I prefer the Capra Demon to the Giant
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah,
Honestly,
and-
I barely remember the fight. It's
But-
like yeah,
but-
it's a cool design, but like there's
but
nothing
I'd-
about it that's like
I would rather fight the Giant Lord than the Smelter Demon, though.
yeah, sure.
So
sure.
let's
But-
put him here then.
Yeah.
Fume
Knight.
This dude's cool, though.
This might be the best fight in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
I might prefer the Looking Glass Knight.
yeah. Do we put this
because
dude in,
I
like,
because
very
here's the
high
thing
good?
because I honestly don't really like the healing mechanic where it's like you have to do like find those like knives and shit.
That's true.
Because basically what it did is I found half of them. So basically all I had to do was like just keep them in one half of the arena,
yes.
which just made the fight more like it just felt a bit you didn't have as much room to move around, but it didn't do much of a difference. And like it was just frustrating when he healed himself. So I feel like that just takes him down a bit. I think he's sort of like the Lost Sinner for me, but maybe a bit better. I think his design is super cool. I really like his sword. He was pretty like. He also had some moves that like I said, I had like very low roll frames, and he had like one attack where it was pretty hard to dodge with that amount of roll frames. But it was never impossible. Like there was no attack where it was like impossible to dodge. I think he was very cool. I liked him. I think he's good or awesome, honestly.
Yes. I can agree. Where do we put him though? I'd say he's cooler than Old Dragon Slayer though.
Yeah, he's definitely cooler than Old Dragon Slayer. I think he's cooler than the Rotten.
I don't think I'd agree with that, but let's compromise then.
Sure, put him right there then.
Do we put him here then, or here?
I think, seeing as I think he's more like up close to like above Quailag, he's like in the Lost Signature. I think that's more of a compromise having him there.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Now I'm gonna be honest. Flexal Sentry as a boss, it's very meh, but the arena is alright, and the whole area is also alright.
Yeah, I think it's again like sort of a definition of average boss fight. To be honest,
Is it called Dead Man's Wharf, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, pretty much.
Did you know, by the way, that if you stand like on the ground, you know the bell you ring to get the fucking ship in?
Yeah.
If you just don't move at all, walk into the area and shoot that with a arrow, it spawns the ship in.
Ah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know if it's intentional.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like as a boss fight, it's kind of like, it's average.
It's very average, but I would say that I like prefer the Gaping Dragon. I'd even prefer the Giant Lord and Capra Demon.
I agree.
I
think he's very much. I think he's like. Well, I think for me, I think he's in between Capra Demon and Giant Lord. But seeing as I think maybe above Smelter Demon, below Giant Lord.
Here's good. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Let's put him there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna be honest.
That's a very good one.
Yeah,
that's a very good one.
I like this one. Executioner's Chariot is a very fun boss.
I think he's right above Seif for me. He's below the Rotten, above Seif. In my opinion.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
The thing with him is, I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe that his lore is that he's basically a horse that's been tasked with keeping people in eternal suffering by just moving around in circles, constantly killing people over and over, right? I believe that's his lore.
That's kind of fucked up.
That's kind of fucked up. But the thing is, after you force him to run into this like thing, right, and the fight starts. After that, it's an above-average fight.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool. I like the way you have to sneak around into the corners.
Yeah, I think it's a well-designed boss. I think it's just very good. Like it's good. That's where I put it. It's good. Okay, what's this one?
Elana, the Squalid Queen. It's basically Nassandra's sister, the last boss sister.
Yes, the one right before the Slumbering Dragon, right?
Yes, and if I had to compare her to Nassandra, I'd say Nassandra is cooler.
Definitely.
This boss is very. I can see myself forgetting that this is a boss in about a year.
Yeah, I sort of. I think it's like. Honestly, I think it's below Prowling Magus. Honestly,
it is.
Because I don't think I'll ever forget the Prowling Magus, just because I think it's a very cool like.
I agree with you.
It's cool. It might not be a sick boss fight, but it's just a cool thing in the game.
Here's the thing: is she cooler than the Sanctuary Guardian?
No.
No. Here's a Dragon Rider. keep in mind, we've already done the twin ones, which is unfair.
The thing
'cause
is,
now we're memeing on the
Dragon Rider.
Riders.
Yeah, the Dragon Rider. I think very close to like the Sanctuary Garden, in my opinion. Well,
Thank you.
honestly, like it's
The
not
thing-
that
the thing,
bad.
though,
Like the first time isn't that bad.
The first time isn't that bad, and also not only that, you can manually, if you want to, increase the size of the arena.
Yeah,
by pulling levers.
Yeah.
And the area itself, what's it called? The lighthouse
Oh
area.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
it's
very
one of the
beautiful
cool-
area.
Yeah, that's one of the best areas in the game.
It's
Honestly,
very beautiful. Dude, the Dark Souls 2 has some of the most beautiful areas, actually.
Yeah. The dragon area, the fucking
Yeah.
Majula.
Oh, Majula hits different.
Yeah, Majula hits those piano notes.
Those
Oof.
those tunes.
Those notes, they fucking hit.
Where do
different.
we put the Dragon Rider, though? I'd say it's better than. Is it better than? It's not better than the Throne Watchers, though. It's better
No.
than the Slumber. Is it better? No, I don't think so. Not design-wise.
Well, the thing is, I had more fun with the Dragon Rider than I did
True.
the Slumbering Dragon.
Prowling Magus and Conjuration. Can we put it above that at least? Can we put it above here?
Sure.
I'm fine with that.
No.
Here's
Demon of Song I really like.
I
This is the one
agree, dude.
I think the design is super. I think
When I
it's,
walked into the arena and I saw this, I was terrified.
yeah, I think it's such a cool design.
It's
it
a disturbing design in a way, but
It's a disturbing,
I
and
like
it's a fun boss as well. Like it's not a bad boss.
No,
it's
it's a
one
good
of the
boss.
few. It's one of the few bosses that actually nails the times where it's invincible. Like
Yes.
because it feels like obvious. Like
It's very
Oh.
clear and obvious.
yeah, like with the spider one, it just feels like how are you supposed to like figure that one out?
Yeah.
But with this one, it's like very obvious. Like oh okay, so I think it's
I would even put it maybe above Iron Golem.
yeah, I agree. I think it's honestly, I think it's like above Seafall. I think I enjoy it almost more than Executioner Chariot, to be honest.
I
I really
would-
like the arena. I really like the design.
I
really
like
the fight.
all of those things, but I wouldn't put it above Seath. So either we put it above the Dragon Slayer or above the Iron Golem.
Then I put it above the Dragon Slayer.
Let's do that then. Right there.
Yeah.
Now
Here.
we have
Everyone, I can't really say much about.
wait. By the way, the Demon of Song, if I'm not correct, is the area called the Shrine of something, right?
Nam or something. I don't know.
Shrine of whatever, right?
Yeah.
I believe that the closer you get to the arena throughout the whole area, you hear the song.
You hear some song. Yeah, you hear some song. It's super cool.
Yeah, and then when you walk into the arena, you can really hear the song, and then it just
Yeah.
stops, and you're looking at this thing, and it stares back at you. Then it fucking turns into a frog and jumps towards you.
Oh, it's such a good boss fight. Like
Yeah.
I really like it. I would put it higher than it is, but I accept
believe
where it
it's
is.
singing to calm the creatures, right?
Yeah, I also think so. It's just a fucking cool. Oh, I like that fight. But okay,
Yes.
let's move forward.
This is the Dark Lurker, which I believe you didn't defeat.
I did not do this.
Now, first of all, to defeat the Dark Lurker, you have to join a covenant, which is an old man sitting in a chair throughout the game. You can find him in 3 or 4 areas. I don't remember.
Yeah, I talked to him like 3 times, I think.
Yes, and you can join his covenant. And when you do so, you need to use a human effigy to enter a world, and then go through that world and light a fire. If you do that in every area, 3 areas, you can go through the last one, which is very hard. And when you get to the end, you fight the Dark Lurker. And the Dark Lurker is apparently the hardest boss in Dark Souls history.
I heard that people disagree with that. Like,
You've heard people disagree with that.
yeah,
I also
like,
disagree
I've
with
seen,
that.
I've seen like a bunch of like top 10 hardest Dark Souls bosses tier lists,
Yes.
and like it usually isn't like it's like usually like maybe 7th or 6th.
Yeah, I don't agree with this being close to hard at all.
Yeah,
The thing is,
I've watched the boss fight. People say it's a good one. I haven't heard like
It's a really
the
good
old
boss
super
fight.
hard.
I'd put it below Looking Glass Knight or above Looking Glass Knight. But if I'm putting it above Looking Glass Knight, it's just because of the process you gotta go through to fight it feels so
The thing is,
stretched that it's interesting.
like, I can't say anything because I haven't fought, but like I just like the Looking Glass Knight a lot. So
Yeah, I agree, dude.
I just fucking love the Looking Glass Knight.
The thing
So-
is, the Dark Lurker is cool, man. You're gonna understand when you fight this dude. You're gonna someday. You're gonna.
Sure. Just put him
I'd
where you
put the
want.
Dark Lurker right here. And
Okie dokie.
and the thing is, when you remove half of his HP, he fucking clones himself. Now there's 2 of them, and people find him hard right before that part even.
I've heard people say like the first part is kind of easy, and then it's like, ooh, he spawns 2, and that's when it gets kind of hard.
You just gotta wait for
What
the
up?
opening.
Yeah. But okay, Covetous Demon.
This one sucks.
I fucking love the Covetous Demon. I think he's so funny.
I love him.
I love his design. I love how shit his lore is. I just think he brought me more joy than I can say for a lot. He's like the pinwheel of Dark Souls 2, and I love him for it. I almost prefer him to pinwheel. I love the Covetous Demon, man.
Yeah, I would not agree with that, dude. The Covetous Demon is very memeable, but it's a horrible fight. It's a horrible fucking arena. His lore is
it's
trash.
Not that horrible. Like, what's horrible about the fight?
Him.
I love him. He just like rolls around and like.
It's horrible, dude. Imagine playing Dark Souls and then you're summoned and you're like, finally, I'm being summoned, and then you're summoned to the Covetous Demon fight.
I would love it. I would die for that.
That wouldn't happen. There's not a universe where that happened.
I love the Covetous Demon, man. Honestly, above Artorias. He's fucking make a new tier above, straight up Buster.
Put him right above. There. No, we're putting him in like, dude. Oh, we're gonna have to compromise hard on this one. Where did you say that you wanted him?
I want him like next to Pinwheel.
You want him here, and I
want him. Yeah.
I would probably put him. I would put him. I prefer the Skeleton Lords, honestly. I prefer Bed of Chaos as well, but I would put him between Bed and Seasons.
Can we put him? Okay.
So let's put him like...
I'm looking at. I think he should be like in sort of Moonlight Butterfly Rune Sentinels territory in that case, right? That seems like sort of in the middle.
I can agree with that, but is it okay if Rune Sentinels is better?
Sure, I can. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I can see. Okay, here's another one I haven't done.
Yes. What's this one? We have. It's the Grave Robbers. Whatever. Yeah. So the thing with this one is, it's a throwback, right? You fight Havel and some other knights. They're not as important as Havel, so it doesn't matter. But it's Havel, right? And some other knights that you've met throughout your Dark Souls journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because it's 4 knights at once. Imagine just being invaded, right, by 4 people at once. That's basically what it is. And the arena is very trash. But as a concept, fighting Havel again and some other knights that you've already met throughout your Dark Souls 1 and 2 journey, it's alright. But considering it being a very bad arena and just not... It's very inconveniently placed, man, as well. Do you know where this boss fight takes place?
No.
It's in it's in the same DLC where you fight the slumbering dragon. But you wouldn't.
What the fuck?
But you wouldn't assume that, right? Because you think that you explored most.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was in the Burnt Ivory King. DLC.
No. It's in the slumbering night one, slumbering dragon one. You just wouldn't assume, right? Because it's...
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's weird. I prefer the Slumbering Dragon, but this one has throwbacks. So I'd put it here.
Okay. That I I was gonna
one.
say I accept, but I don't really have any say.
Now,
Okay, Burnt Ivory King.
Burnt Ivory King, I would put either above Looking Glass Knight or below Looking Glass Knight.
The thing is, I would put him like below Fume Knight. I would put him below
Put
the
him
Rotten,
here.
honestly.
No, I wouldn't.
I think Fume Knight is like 10. I think Fume Knight is 10 times better than Burnt Ivory King. I think boss fight wise, like the arena for Burnt Ivory King is obviously one of the coolest things ever.
Yes.
But like as a boss fight, I really don't like how long the like build up to him is. Like, because you fight all these like fucking knights, and it takes such a long time. And then like he has like a long like I'm walking out animation, and then he has like a long time before his health bar shows up, and then it's like a few seconds before he actually starts attacking, and it just feels like it's so drawn out.
He walks out like a fucking badass.
Yeah,
and
I think
the arena is literally Lost Isolate from Dark Souls 1, but renamed
I
Old
think
Chaos.
honestly, I think the only thing that makes me dislike him so much is because of like the part before you fight him, when you fight the knights. I think that's just kind of poopy.
Let's imagine that not happening. If that didn't happen, where would you put him?
Then I would probably put him in awesome.
We're still gonna take into account that thing happens, because technically it is a part of it. And where you said that you technically want him below Fume Knight.
I would put him like right below the Rotten. I think he's
below the Rotten.
That's where I would put him.
And I'd put him here, so we're
Yeah.
technically gonna have to put him like here or here.
Yeah.
He's cooler than Quelaag.
Alright.
But Lost Sinner is a more interesting. Lost Sinner is a more interesting fight.
Yeah, I can accept that.
Ivory Knight is just cooler.
Yeah.
No, the
Belfry
Gargoyles
Gargoyles is kind of bad.
I don't wanna. The Dark Souls one is a lot better.
It's a lot better, like so much better. And this one just feels like sort of a cheap knockoff. Like
it's the hardest boss in Dark Souls 2.
No, it's super easy. It's first try material. It's super easy.
Took me 14 hours.
No, it didn't.
No, it took me 2 hours.
Yeah. It's not at all difficult. It's kind of a fucking shit fight, honestly. I think it's like below Sanctuary Guardian, honestly.
I agree. That's good. We've had Sanctuary Guardian be the lowest of average for so long.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last fight I didn't do.
This is the last one you didn't do. Ancient Dragon. Yeah. The thing with the Ancient Dragon is it's really hard. And it is the hardest... It's not the hardest dragon in the Dark Souls series. But it's also very cool. And the lore about it is when you... So you find out throughout Dark Souls 2 that dragons are ancient beings that have become extinct, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, this one, the Ancient Dragon, it's not really ancient. It's... If you think about it, where do we find this dragon? Deep within Aldrich Keep. And Aldrich was a mad researcher. And deep within Aldrich Keep, we find this Dragon Valley area. Where we find the Ancient Dragon, which was his creation. He tried to make a factory-made dragon, which is when you kill this dragon, you receive a giant soul. And according to item descriptions, we find out that Aldrich used giant souls to create life. You can create life, living beings with a giant soul.
Does that have anything to do with why, like, the war with the giants was such a big thing in the game?
Yes. Also, the war with the giants was mostly King Vendrick coming to the land to extinguish giants in general. Just to
a little bit of colonization, you know.
Yeah,
let's go.
He wanted the land, but also I believe that he needed the giants for something very important. Probably so. Vendrick's brother is Aldrich, right? So I'm sure he was just, hey Vendrick, you know, you're my brother, right? Give me some of these souls, dude.
Yeah. I guess it seems cool lore wise.
Yes.
Where do you put him?
He's very hard, but he's also very cool. Killing him is probably it's very rewarding. I'd put him above. I'd put him below the Throne Watcher. I put him here. He's a cooler dragon than this one. I can tell you that much.
Okay. Then I accept.
Ooh.
Aldia.
I've been saying Aldrich all this time. Who the fuck is Aldrich?
That's the fucking guy from Dark Souls 3 that like eats the.
Ah,
Yeah.
I meant Aldia.
That's why I said like, oh, I really like Aldrich before because I thought you meant that boss fight.
I've literally just heard two very similar names and not
Yeah.
played the games in a while.
Yeah. No, but like Aldia as a boss fight, like I said before, it's like
As a character and all, very cool, very nice. The voice acting
everything he
is
adds to the game.
amazing.
Yeah, everything he adds to the game is great, but I think the boss
though,
fight is
very-
unnecessary to what he
It's-
is. I think it's honestly like average.
Average.
I think
yeah. Very in average though. He is cooler.
On the lower side.
Yeah,
on the
but
lower
he's cooler than the Manus.
Yeah.
Magus.
Sure.
He's cooler than Sanctuary Guard.
Yeah.
And he's cooler than this girl.
Yeah.
Do we put, him,
that's
put him here?
yeah, sure. I can accept. I can accept.
Yes.
Here comes the boss fight I really dislike, but I think it has something to do with the same reason I really dislike the Slumbering Dragon. Because pretty much all of its attacks were impossible for me to dodge almost because of how my roll worked. And it was kind of just frustrating.
Yes.
And I think its design is kind of boring. I think its area is kind of boring. I think it's kind of a boring fight.
Yeah, it is. It isn't a very good fight.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah. I honestly want to put him below Sanctuary Guardian, honestly. I think it's just a worse Sanctuary Guardian.
I would put it below Belfry Gargoyles, but that's only because the Belfry Gargoyles is a reference.
It's a cool reference. Yeah, it's a cool reference.
It's a reference to a game that I love.
Yeah,
it's a reference to a boss fight that I love. So Ava the King's Pet.
Yeah.
Where did I put the second one? The one with two of them. So, the next one is Vort of the Boreal Valley.
And see, we had a bit of a discussion before, and I think we strongly disagree on where we want to place this.
Yes.
I want to place him in like good. I want to put him in like above Seath, above probably around Rotten and the Fume Knight, around somewhere around there. I would place Vort.
I will say that I would also put him in good though. And the thing is, I don't hate the boss fight. It's just that like when I think of like the first bosses in Dark Souls, to me the first Dark Souls 1 boss is Taurus Demon. And to me the first Dark Souls 3 boss is Vort. Because I don't give a... Dude, I forget that Gundyr and Asylum Demon are bosses. Because they're not really bosses. They're both terribly easy. And...
The thing is, like... Especially, I think, Gundyr. Like, I also beat him on my first try.
Yeah.
But, like, I think if you're a new Dark Souls player, you're gonna struggle with him. And I know this because I literally... I know a guy who literally gave up.
What?
he died like he died to fucking Gundyr a bunch of time and he gave up.
That is strange.
Yeah, but it's like because we played both of the first games before we got to that fight, and
That's
like
true.
in comparison, like if you've beaten both Dark Souls 1 and 2, of course the fucking first boss is gonna be piss ass easy.
The thing is, do you know how much I fucking died in the Undead Burg? I died all the time in the Undead Burg. In Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, it's also your first Dark Souls game, so it would make sense.
Yes, also 100% at all of the games with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% sure that like that depending on which game you start with, like whatever comes next is gonna be easier. Like my girlfriend, for example, she started with 3, and then she played Dark Souls 1, and like she struggled less with Dark Souls 1 than she did with 3 because, well, she played 3 first. So she had already she'd already learned the mechanics of it.
There is a strong possibility though that she will struggle with the second one the most still anyways, because it's just very... we as hardcore gamers can understand Dark Souls 2's jank, but like
Yeah.
I would say that someone that's not as much of a hardcore gamer would probably just be like, this is very unfair.
Yeah, I think the second they would get like auto aim botted by fucking the pursuer, they would
pursuer.
like quit the game. They would alt F4
Yeah,
and quit the game forever.
When the pursuer, like, he shoves his sword forwards, and he sucks you in like a vacuum.
Yeah. Or fucking like, you know, the turtle dudes with hammers, where you're like behind it, and then like during the middle of its swing animation, it just does like an instant 360 and just hits you on the head.
Yeah.
Like, there's some fucking jank in that game.
The thing is that you, after experiencing jank a set amount of times, you know how to either counter it or you can expect it and understand that it's because of the game. The thing is, unfairness to someone that doesn't play games as much can be very fucky. It can completely, because some people might not understand that it's jank. Some people would genuinely think that it's part of the game.
Yeah. No, but like, I guess we really got to get back to the boss discussions because we still have the entirety of Dark Souls 3.
The thing is, with Vort, when I compare him to Taurus Demon, I don't think he's as good as Taurus Demon.
I had a better time with him than I did with Taurus Demon.
The thing
I
is,
think he's, because like I get a feeling you're gonna say like, oh, he's kind of like, when you know how to beat him, he's very, very easy because he has a bit of the Sif problem where like, as long as you're like just inside of him all the time, it's very hard for him to hit them. He does have some counters. He has the like thing where he like slams his hammer into the ground. That does hit you even in that situation. But for the most part, if you know how to deal with him, he's very, very easy. But the same can be said for the Taurus Demon. Like I said, I literally just ran up to him. I just like walked in circles, like up against his body, and all of his attacks just went over me. So like in my head, both of the bosses are kind of cheesable. One of them's way more enjoyable.
The reason I prefer the one before the other though is probably just cause, I guess it's cause the first boss in like Dark Souls 1 is like the first real boss is the Taurus Demon, and very, very cool arena, very nice view, very nice surprise if you didn't know that he would jump down. And the last giant is probably worse than Vort, but the thing is, it's still a cool boss fight.
I think it's a good boss fight. It's a solid fight, but I definitely feel like Vort is above the last giant.
Vort has a very bad arena, and I don't think I don't. Well, not a bad arena, just.
Well, it's not a bad arena. Like the door with like the vines and shit. That's kind of a cool view.
It's an arena, but it's not a visually pleasant arena. Not in a like horrible. Oh, I don't want to look at this way. Just it does. You don't really pick up on the arena. It's just a room.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of. The thing I like about the arena is, of course, that like the door is kind of cool looking, and also that like. The boss doesn't really, because you expect the boss to like spawn instantly when you get there. There's no fog gate. You're like, what the fuck? And then you're inside the arena and you're just super confused. And then when you walk up to this like huge door, it's like a cool ass cutscene where it just like appears from a mist. And then the boss, like, it's very, especially if you don't expect it, it's very like, oh fuck. So I don't know. I feel like, while I agree, the arena is probably like the weakest part of the boss because it is kind of just a room. But I still feel the boss is visually pleasing, like just by himself. Like his particle effects with the eyes and stuff, they're like very cool looking. Just his animations. Some of his like, especially like during the second phase, his animations are just like fucking sick when it like rushes you down. And like if you don't know how to play Dark Souls and you don't know what to expect, like that attack fucking scares the shit out of you. You don't know what to do. And there's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a very cool first like real boss fight, and I feel like as a boss he's just super well designed.
I can sort of agree. Thing though is, I still think Demon of Song is cooler. I
guess honestly, now that we're talking about, I think Demon of Song is a bit low. Honestly, I think he should be above the Executioner Chariot.
Demon of... Ooh, you might be right. The Executioner Chariot is very cool though.
Yeah, it's just a very sick fight.
But I will agree.
The thing with the fight, yeah.
I think... put him here.
Okay, and then if you want to say it that way, then put Vort between the Executioner Chariot and Demon of Song. Then he's below the Demon of Song.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Demon of Song is basically like similar There's
Yeah.
similarities. The arena is cooler in Demon of Song, though. The concept of
Yeah.
the creature is cooler.
Yeah. But I also think the fight, like, it in itself is more satisfying with Fort, but like aesthetically and like just vibe-wise, I agree that Demon of Song is cooler.
So the next one, I literally can't tell what this is from the text.
Listen, I'm looking at screen sharing, so it's even more like pixely. I literally can't.
It says. Oh wait, this is this is that DLC boss where you just fight an NPC or like an online. This is the Ringed City one where you can summon badges.
That's average.
It is very
It's
average.
not-
It's a cool idea. It's a cool idea.
Yeah. Because the thing with that fight is it's so like could be awesome, it could be awful. It just like depends on luck. And if you just average it out, it's like average, I guess. Like it's not. I also kind of find the other the Painter Guardian. I find that summon kind of annoying to fight against. Like I feel like it just takes away from it a bit. It's so like. It's just a fucking normal ass enemy that you've seen like a billion times, and it just spawns that first also. So you're just like so confused because you're like, what the fuck? Is this boss fight just the fucking Painter Guardian from Dark Souls 1? And it's kind of.
It's basically, and also the arena is very terrible. The idea is the only thing this thing has going for it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Looking Glass Knight did this and did it a lot better.
Oh my, yeah. Now that I think about it, it's just a fucking way worse Looking Glass Knight.
Yeah. A way worse one. I would consider actually. I think I would say that I even prefer Dark Souls 2 Belfry Gargoyles.
Do you?
Just design and boss fight area, like arena wise.
Yeah, I guess in my head it's sort of around there with like the Ancient Dragon and like the dragon squad right there. And Aldia. But I you know what, because you compromised with Vort on me, then I'll put him right where you said, like below Belfry Gargoyles.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
The King's Pet is still worse.
Oh,
the next one.
Oh shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. The two next ones are both straight up busted in my opinion. These are two of the best fights in the game.
I can agree with you, but there's a very specific place I want Soul of Cinders to be. We might not agree, but I want him right between Gwyn and Ornstein and Smough.
I can agree.
Okay.
I can.
The reason,
I
by
would
the way,
in my head, he's probably like between Lord of Cinder and Knight Artorias. Maybe even he might be the best one so far. Honestly, I just fucking think he's sick.
Here's the thing. He's sick because the existence of Gwyn, and that's why I can't put him above Gwyn.
But it's like the design choice to like incorporate that song like during the second phase. It's like it's still genius just because it's like building on something that already exists and like. Yeah. Using emotions you already have, it doesn't mean that it's like a less creative choice than like Gwyn, the original.
That's what makes it good, right? But
yeah, and like the arena, like fuck, it's so pretty. Like it's such a cool arena.
It's the same arena as in Dark Souls 1, but it's just gone to shit.
Yeah, and it has like, but it's like it's gone to shit. Like everything around you is like completely destroyed, but like there's a field of like flowers, pretty much, and that's just such a cool like. Juxtaposition that like the flowers with like everything being just destroyed around you and like this fight that's like just a representation of like your entire journey, like every single Dark Souls player with like that insane music, just cool moves, fun fight, like everything about it is just such a fuck. Like the more I talk about it, the more I'm convinced it's like almost above Artorias, but I'll like I'll compromise and put him between Ornstein and Gwyn if you want to. It doesn't. Everyone, like the thing is with everyone in straight up busting, seeing as they're like 10 out of 10s, like ranking them super specifically kind of pointless because they're all like extremely different in why they're good. Like Vendrick and Soul of Cinder, they're like very good but in completely different ways.
Yeah, well, the Vendrick boss fight is just terrible. But who the fuck cares? Vendrick as a thing within Dark Souls 2 is just like, straight up busted.
Him not being a boss fight sort of is like what makes him such a cool one.
Yeah. The thing, I'm glad you could understand, by the way, why I thought that technically Gwyn should be above.
Hmm.
I will though say that Soul of Cinder is probably maybe cooler. But the thing is, if you fought Soul of Cinder in Dark Souls 3 and then played Dark Souls 1 and fought Gwyn, would you have reversed nostalgia then?
Like, I don't really know, because I don't think you would really.
I don't think you would know the Plim Plim Plon that well.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think because
it takes a while
it's like
before
a part,
that part of the song to play, and it's not that
Yeah.
focused on.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't really know. I don't really know honestly.
I reckon
But I
people
feel like,
might have
yeah.
even missed the similarities.
I think like if you've played Dark Souls 1, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to miss.
If you play the first one first, then it's very hard to miss.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you play the third one, I'm saying it's probably a bigger chance.
Yeah,
to miss.
I guess like a lot of people that played the third one first, sort of lose. They both lose a bit on the Soul of Cinder fight and a bit on the Gwyn fight. Like they get a bit of a worse experience in both. But yeah, I guess should we move on to like the next one? Cause
We
bro,
should- Drip Knight
Yo!
Giant. Drip Knight Giant. So
fucking the sickest fight.
My
Oh my
question
God.
is, do you want to put this above Artorias?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even.
I'm okay with that.
The more I've thought about it, the more like the longer it's been, the more I'm just extremely sure that it's the best fight in the game. Like such like amazing like just move set. Such a like probably the coolest arena in the entire series. Just like
Oh, yeah.
a sick ass concept for a fight. Just like two people just like at the end of the world just fighting for like oh my god, it's such a fucking sick fight.
It really is. It really is.
I am obsessed. I am obsessed with him. Slave Knight Gale is just like the perfect like final boss fight for Dark Souls, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is so weird because like I felt the same way when I played Soul of Cinder. Like before I did the DLC, I was like, yeah, that was the perfect ending to Dark Souls. I wonder how they're gonna do the DLC. And then Slave Knight Gale came, and I'm like, okay, well, this was actually the perfect. And like I kind of like also that the Soul of Cinder has parallels to Gwyn, while Slave Knight Gale has parallels to the DLC fight of one Knight Artorias.
Yeah.
It kind of has both of that mirrored, which is kind of sick. But yeah, I just think like it's a perfectly designed boss fight. It's like just long enough, just like the music is sick, all the faces are like interesting and cool, and all of them are fun. There's like no weak part of the fight. There's no like aspect of the fight where like, okay, well they should have changed this. Because no, I think everything about him is just like a perfect fight. Maybe like the best boss fight in any video game. Honestly, he's just so good.
That is probably. Well, I can't pick a boss that's better right now off the top of my head, but
yeah, like everyone in Straight Up Bussin' is like they're definitely like in the top video game boss fights of all time. Because
yes.
like it's Dark Souls, and of course the best Dark Souls bosses are gonna be just the best bosses, because Dark Souls is a very boss focused game and really has bosses down to a insanely good formula.
I can't wait to do a Sekiro list with you in like 3 months.
Yeah, in like a billion years when it's like on super sale, and I'm like, I get a feeling I want to play it.
Yeah. You're gonna
We'll
get that missing feeling that you need a soul game right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
but right now I do not.
The next
Sister
one
Fried.
is Sister Fried, and
I sort of feel like, honestly, I don't like it having 3 different health bars. And like, especially like the first phase is just so like, it's not a fun design. I don't like the whole going invisible and like doing sneak attacks and stuff.
The thing is,
And,
there
like,
are
it's just not that fun.
similarities to her and Priscilla,
Yeah.
but Priscilla is cooler and a better boss fight, and just better in general. So either we put it below Priscilla. I don't even. I'm considering. If
I
they
think
even
I
wanted to
prefer.
include her.
Well, I feel like it's definitely like. You know what? You do have a point. Like, I do almost prefer Asylum Demon and Taurus Demon.
The thing is, also like, yeah, we have like, I prefer The Last Giant. I prefer Nito.
sure. Put him like put her there. Honestly.
Above, around here,
Yeah.
you would consider it better than Nassandra. Well, Nassandra
Yeah,
is
definitely better than
Nassandra
Nassandra.
is literally just a cool design. That's the
Yeah.
reason it's here. All right,
Hmm.
the next one is a very good boss fight.
I think it's
Pontiff
very
Sullivan.
like it's very much in good for me, honestly, because I feel like his moveset is sort of it's not that fun to fight, honestly, and his combos are a bit like it's very hard to tell when they end and when they start, which makes it a bit like sometimes you do very much feel like, oh, that hit was kind of cheap, like that didn't feel like my fault, which isn't a feeling you want in a boss fight. Like, I don't know, I feel like I very much like the opening of the fight, like when he's just standing there still, and like he only starts moving slowly towards you when you walk up to him.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's a very cool thing. I also think his design is very cool. But I also think the second phase, like when he just spawns like a shadow clone, kind of lame. Not a fun second phase.
That's true, dude. When are you gonna go back to Dark Souls 2 and do the Dark Lurker? The Dark Lurker
Well,
is like harder Pontiffs. Well, the thing is, I didn't have a hard time with Pontiff Sullivan, but I do like his design. Dude, do you know his lore?
yeah, he's from the painted world, right? Like,
Yes, and he came to not Analondo. What's the name of the thing? The place before?
Wait.
Dude,
It's like one of my favorite areas in the game. Why not?
It's like the top of my tongue. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
right when right after Volnir, when you come
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
this,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
beautiful.
That's like one of the coolest. That's probably like top fucking 5 Dark Souls moments. Honestly, that reveal is so sick.
Yes. Also, what's the area called?
Yeah, what is it like?
Something Valley? Is that it?
Yeah, but like the Boreal Valley, it's like in the Boreal Valley, but the city's still called something.
Yeah, the city's called something.
Yeah.
I'm opening another tab. Dark Souls 3 Pontiff Sullivan. And then we go to his wiki. And then we will see where he's from. Irithil!
Irithil, oh my god.
I'm a retard. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, like
he's from Irithil.
The thing is, after you said Anne Orlando, like the only thing I could think of is just like Anne Orlando, and my brain just wouldn't accept anything else.
When I was thinking, what are the names? The two things that popped into my head trying to think of the city name was Pontiff Sullivan and Anne Orlando.
Yeah, same.
Also,
but I guess
we need to put this guy somewhere. The thing is,
I would put him in like above average, maybe like.
I agree.
Yeah, probably.
Dragon Slayer
somewhere around Old Iron King. Yeah.
That far. Wait, that far back?
No, yeah, okay. I guess when you say it that way, yeah. I guess.
Freed is worse.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely better than Sister Freed. Okay, put him above Great Lord Nito, maybe.
Is the last giant cooler?
Yeah, I think it's cooler. I think it's a better fight. And it also sets up like a bunch of like the lore of the game, like the giants and stuff. I don't know. I fight.
Yes.
Here comes Old Demon King. I love the Old Demon King.
Demon King.
I think he's a sick fight. I love his design. And unlike the Sith fight, I actually got like his giving up phase. Because I feel like
is this just the dude like that's sitting in like a room with dead asylum demons?
I think he's in a room with dead asylum demons. Yeah, but like it's in the lava lake area.
Yeah. It's a better fight than the asylum demon.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's better than. Honestly, I think he's like Executioner Chariot level. Because I don't know if you got it, but like yeah, because like he's in good. Like,
I still think that Seath is cooler.
I disagree, honestly. Like, and I just feel like, just story-wise, it's also such a like sad ending to the whole chaos thing, where it's just an old demon who's like surrounded by like all his fallen comrades, and he just like he uses up his last energy in like a blast, and because like unlike Sif, because Sif he just like sort of enters his like I give up phase without much setup. Like it doesn't. Most people just miss it because they kill him before it happens. But the old Demon King, like right before he's about to enter his like my last energy's used up phase, he has like an explosion attack where you feel like, okay, I gotta run away. And then
Yeah.
after he's like exploded with all this energy, all he can do is like move around slowly, like he can't even lift his hammer anymore. And it's just a cool moment where it's like, shit, that's the last of Demonkind. He just used up the last of like the chaos flame energy that's left in the world. And R.I.P. my man, the old Demon King. It was a very sad fight. It was such a like cool thematic ending to the whole chaos thing. It's just a fun fight in general. I think he's very good.
That's
I think
true.
it's yeah.
But Seath the Scaleless is an incel dragon.
Yeah, like I think design-wise they're both very sick, but I just think the fight itself is cooler with Demon King. I think the sea fight is kind of.
The Seath fight is like
It's
very
just
meh.
like he has a cool design. It's not like the fight in itself.
The arena, the design, it's very visually pleasant.
Yeah, it's everything about Thief that's good is the visual aspect of it,
And lore,
which is why he's so high up. Yeah, and lore,
And lore.
of course, but like
the old Demon
yeah.
King. I'm letting everyone in the video know though that this is your decision, because
Okay.
I'm gonna put it here because I still.
Yeah.
If I could boot up Dark Souls 2 right now and I would be at the bonfire before the Executioner's Chariot,
Mhm.
I would honestly just do that because the Executioner's Chariot is actually, even though it's like barely a boss fight and it's like very meh, it's entertaining. I don't know why. I just found it very entertaining.
Especially the first part of it, like before it just becomes like a normal ass you fight the horse.
There aren't
But
that
like
many
the first,
bosses that has like a beginning puzzle to them.
yeah, exactly. I think it's cool. I like the Executioner Chariot and I like the old Demon King.
What is the next one? Oh wait, it's the dude. It's the old dying dragon man. What's his name?
For me,
Osiris
Osiris,
the
yeah.
Consumed
the
King.
Consumed King.
It's the dude that's
For
holding
me,
the invisible
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, for me personally, I think he's either at the top of awesome or at the bottom of straight up bussin'. I think he's such.
Honestly,
I think he's he's so good. It's one of the best fights in the entire game. It's so good.
No. I would
He's
put him.
such a fun fight, and he has such a cool character. It's like ooh, and it unlocks the mysterious area. It just has fucking.
That's true.
Oh, it's such a good fight. Like it's fun to fight. Has a cool ass aesthetic. Like he looks sick. His animations are fantastic. Every phase of the boss fight is super fun. His dialogue is like twisted and like it's a very emotional fight because you like hear this baby crying and then like during his second phase he just throws it on the ground and like starts going insane. Like everything about it, like it's such a full package of a boss fight. There's no weak aspect of the fight. Like a lot of other fights that I really love, like I don't know, stuff in good like Great Wolf Sith. Like yeah, it has a very sick aspect to it, but it also has some weaknesses. And I think I can say that about a lot of stuff in good. But Osiris, just like everything about him is fucking sick. Like everything about Osiris is good. There's nothing bad about him. He's one of the coolest fights in the game. I love him.
I would still put him below Belfry Gargoyles. No, I mean Bell Gargoyles. Here,
Like
in good. So we're gonna have to find a compromise here because I still.
Yeah, because I remember I put him in straight up busted in my like own tier list that I made by my own. But I could accept him in like awesome or like if you really hate him, you can put him above Great Wolf Sith.
Okay.
I think he's sick. Like he's definitely Looking Glass Knight level. He's not worse than the Looking Glass Knight. In no way is he worse than Looking Glass Knight.
You think he should
There's
be
no
above
universe.
here?
Yeah, I think he should be above there.
You
Honestly, I
are
prefer him to Manus, but like
You're a strange man, Tao.
man,
If you
it's
can find
such a good fight.
If you can find someone who shares this opinion, I'll be. I would be. Not. This sounds threatening, but I would be interested to talk to them. It's not a threat. I'm just really curious. I want two people to go against me on why, because I really don't understand why.
I think like he's one of the most well-regarded fights in Dark Souls. Like I'm pretty sure that's not a super uncommon opinion.
No. It's a good fight. It's like I wanted to put it like here, and that's a good score. It's two away from awesome.
Yeah, if you wanted to put him below good, I would. Then I would be threatening you and everyone who shared your
The
opinion.
thing is, there's definitely something to the lore that we don't understand, and we're never gonna get to know, because
Yeah, there is a bit of mystery behind
the
him.
lore isn't complete, and most likely will never be. It has
Yeah.
few mysteries, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah,
But
I
there
think
are
that's super.
multiple mysteries in the Dark Souls series. What
Yeah.
the fuck is the gaping dragon? How
Yeah.
how did this? What the fuck is the centipede demon? Like things like that.
Yeah.
Just
But like, I think like the mystery behind like Cyrus is just like it's cool and like not just like ooh you can imagine, but like during the fight when like you see him like holding an invisible baby.
yeah.
There's so many like possibilities in your head, and you because he's completely insane, and you get that from the beginning. Like just his first bits of dialogue, and you're like, okay, this guy's fucking insane. So you can't really trust him as a narrator. So you have to like be like, wait, is the baby real? Is he holding an invisible baby? Has he like maybe eaten up the? Is the baby in his stomach? Is it like just
Or is he like
his imagination?
dement? Is he dement?
Yeah, or is it just is he just fucking crazy and just imagining some
Wanna
shit?
know the funny thing? When I killed
Yeah.
him, I
Mhm.
didn't. When the fight was over, I never realized he held an invisible baby. Even the thing is, I watched the cutscene and everything. I just
Yeah.
when I fought him, I was focused on his moves. I didn't have time to look at what he was holding. I saw he was holding a weapon, and then the other arm was just. I literally thought he was an old man, and his like hand was just he was tired, and he walked like an old man. I thought that's what was going on in that fight.
Yeah, I guess.
But I did
But
understand.
yeah.
Also, so it's literally between below Looking Glass Night and above Grey.
Yeah.
Grey was it?
Like my strong opinion is it's in awesome because I think it's such a full package of a fight.
I'll put it here then,
Yeah.
because it's either
Okay.
this or above it.
Yeah,
Sith.
sure, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. It's a compromise on both of our parts, and
Yes.
we're never gonna agree.
Oh,
Okay, the Nameless King.
We're not gonna agree on this one. We're not
Okay,
gonna
here's
agree
my
on this
opinion
one.
on the Nameless. Here's my opinion on the Nameless King. The second phase
Fuck you.
is a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 boss fight. The first phase is a fucking like 5 out of 10 kind of
Fuck
shit.
you. Fuck you.
Kind of
Fuck
trash.
you. Fuck you.
So I would put him in good.
Nameless King is above Sir alone. He's the highest tier of awesome.
Is he?
He is.
Well, like I can accept it. Like it's not like, because I agree that he's definitely in good or awesome. He's definitely in there. I just think like the first phase of his fight is just kind of not that fun. Like
here's the thing.
it fucks with the camera a bit too much. The hitbox is a bit janky.
Here's the thing.
Like
Compare design, arena, lore, music, and like faces. Compare them to Manus, Father of the Abyss.
yeah, I prefer him to Manus, but in my opinion, we have Manus way too high. In my opinion, Manus is in good tier.
I
He's
placed Manus just because he is cool.
yeah, like no, in Manus, my opinion would be like he's around Thief tier in my tier list.
I really like Manus. I don't know why.
Yeah, I definitely agree that Nameless King is better than Manus. Father of the Abyss.
Are you okay with me putting him
I'm
here?
sure, I'm fine.
He's a really
fine
cool
with that.
dude. He created the Sunlight Bros.
Yeah, no, he definitely lore wise and like aesthetically, he's very sick. And like I said, I think the second phase of his fight is a 10 out of 10. Like,
Yes.
if the first phase was better, he would be in straight up bussin', in my opinion. But like, seeing as I think his first phase is in like in average, and his second phase is in straight up bussin', I think that like it averages out somewhere around there, good or awesome. So I'll just accept your choice.
Nice. Also,
Let's put him here.
I'm unsure about what we're gonna do with this next one. The thing is, because I'm unsure myself.
What is it? I can't see.
It's the Lothric Younger Prince.
Ooh,
It's basically
that's
like the last. It's the last like Cinder Soul you collect.
it's such a good fight.
It is a good fight.
It's probably awesome. Like, I'm sorry, you're probably noticing, like, if you're listening to this, I have a strong bias for the Dark Souls 3 bosses. I'm not sure if I think it's a better game than one. I think they both have their strong, like, they have different aspects that are, like, super good about them, and I think they're pretty much on the same level for me. But just the bosses, I think Like most of Dark Souls 3 bosses aren't good, awesome, or straight up awesome. And I think the Lothric Younger Prince and stuff, I think it's in like probably above Sif. Like I think that's where I'd put him.
I could agree, maybe. Can I put him below Sif?
Sure, I'll accept it.
Because
Like,
that's very close to where you wanted him.
yeah, sure.
By the way, the reason Sif is here is just like some bosses have to be high depending on their like how iconic they are. And the thing is,
like I think like
Sif
Ornstein and
was so
Smoke,
great
for
that
example.
he just became an icon.
Yeah. And like Ornstein and Smoke, for example, they're like mostly up there because of how iconic they are. Obviously, they're a fucking great like boss fight. They're super well designed.
Yeah.
In every aspect, but also like one of the reasons why they're straight up busting is because they're such icons.
It's like making a Sonic villain tier list and making like Dr. Eggman the worst one.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sure, I'll accept that placement. I think it's a great boss fight. It's emotional. It has sick stuff about it. Yeah, I think it's very good.
Ooh.
Ludix Gunder. I really like Ludix. You heard me before talking about, but I think he's a sick.
The thing I'm gonna say about this is, out of all the real like tutorial shit ass, boring ass, looking ass bosses, this is the better one.
Yeah, I think he's so well designed at teaching players how to play Dark Souls. Like, definitely better than fucking The Last Giant in that aspect. Because The Last Giant, it's not really even a tutorial boss, because it's like, that's one of the weird things about Dark Souls 2, is like the first boss, it's like an hour into the game, almost more.
Yeah.
And it's a bit strange. So it's not even like a tutorial boss. And just, I've both played Ludix Gunder and seen other people play it. Beginners and me who's already played. And like for me, obviously it's super easy fight for me.
Yeah.
Because one thing about like Dark Souls is when you stop being nervous and when you start like just being cool, calm, and collected, stuff gets way easier. And like after you've already gone through hell, you're not really that nervous at the first boss. But if you're like a beginner to Dark Souls, like I've seen people scream when they pull out that sword and they just rise up and like start swinging his massive spear. People go fucking crazy because that's such an unexpected thing in a video game. The first boss fight, like in Dark Souls 3, is such a like, he's intimidating. Like the Asylum Demon, like yeah, he's a cool design. I think it's a fun boss fight, but I feel like he's not as fucking sick as Ludix Gundyr. And also, he teaches you very, very well how to dodge attacks. He has a super Dark Souls moveset, if that makes sense. Like, if you can fight Ludix Gundyr, you can play like pretty much all of the bosses in Dark Souls to some extent, because I think he's a perfect tutorial boss. I think he's a sick design. I think he has a sick moveset. He's fun, even for like someone who's a veteran and already knows how to play Dark Souls and kind of crushes him. I think he's just sick.
The fun part about being a veteran and fighting him was that, I'll be honest, throughout half of the fight I was like, yeah, this is what's to be expected. It's an tutorial boss. And like, I noticed, even though I was good, I noticed that he was harder than I expected him to. I didn't struggle at all, obviously, but I noticed that he was harder than I thought, and I was like, oh, this is still very easy. And even though when he enters his second phase, he's still very easy. But I did not expect them to do that with an intro boss. I did not, because he goes rampage mode.
Yeah, and he's super aggressive. He's super aggressive. Like, you can't say that about, like, the Asylum Demon. The Asylum Demon is sort of, like, very slow, very, like... You can, like, run away from him, and it'll take him, like, an hour to catch up with you. But, like, Ludix, he goes at you. He doesn't give you a break, which is such a, like... It's super stressful for new players. It's fun, and, like... It's fun for, like, veterans, because, like... It's a fun moveset to dodge. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening. Even if, like, all of it's kind of easy, there's still stuff happening.
Yeah.
Which makes it a fun fight for veterans. I think it's just such a well-designed fight. Like, I honestly believe that... It's very good.
I honestly believe that From Software knew that they were designing a boss that veterans would enjoy.
Yeah.
I think
even while they were thinking about that, obviously, they still designed like a perfect tutorial boss, and like very much it teaches you like sometimes like bosses have like a second phase where you have to expect that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the way it swings is like very telegraphed, but like when you're not used to Dark Souls, like you need to learn how that stuff works, and having such a clear way to visualize that is, man, like I really think he's a very, 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 very good boss. I think he very much encapsulates what makes Dark Souls 3 such a sick game when it comes to boss fights.
Yeah, I agree, but I wouldn't put him above Burnt Ivory Knight.
I would, but I would put him like right around like Bell Gargoyles, sorta. I would say he's like in that tier.
Above or below?
So I guess we above. But seeing as you want to put him, I guess we'll put him between Bell Gargoyles and Lost Sinner.
That's what I was gonna do as well. I was gonna compromise with you on that one.
Yeah. High Lord Volnir.
So the thing with this boss is that we might disagree here as well too.
Well, I think he's sick the first time. He's he's kind of a joke the other times.
The first time is the only time that matters to me. Really.
Yeah, he blows his load like instantly. Like, but I think he's very cool. I think the reveal of him, one of like the coolest like moments in the game. Like just like this giant ass skeleton, like that's scary. Even like when you know like, oh, I know how to play Dark Souls. This is like in the middle of it can't be that hard. It still like scares the shit out of you just because of how fucking scary he looks.
Yeah, you're not ready at all.
Yeah, and like like the second time, like it's so easy because you know exactly what to do. Like destroying those rings, like it's super easy, but like it still takes like some time to figure out, and like there's still like the stress of this being like a new fight, and like I don't know. I think it's a cool boss fight. I would say he's
cool character,
good.
Cool lore, cool arena, and cool reveal. But the fight itself is very meh. So
yeah, exactly. I would average it out to good. I would put him like probably below Old Demon King, above Seath, around there. I would put him.
Above Seath. I can. You mean here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where I would put him.
I agree.
Yeah, sure. Okay, here's one that I can actually like. The first time in Dark Souls 3 where I can. Yeah. I don't think he's not bad, but he's not like he's like.
It's a tedious fight, honestly. You need to wait
I
out
think the.
I mean, I'm not irritated when I do the fight. It's an alright fight. I just
like I really like the second phase and like the ground just being destroyed below you. I think that moment, in and of itself, elevates the fight.
I'm just saying,
but like as a fight itself,
if a friend passes me a controller and I'm like, oh, what are you playing? And he's like, oh, Dark Souls 3, and I'm like, oh, nice, I want to play. And then when I pick up the controller and I start playing, and I'm like, oh, where am I headed? Which boss am I going to do now? If he says Cursed Brotherhood, I'd give him the controller back.
I probably wouldn't give him the controller back, but I'd be a bit disappointed. I'd definitely be disappointed because he's definitely like in the lower tier of Dark Souls 3 bosses.
I
would put him like either bottom of above average. No, he's average. Honestly, I can't even let my Dark Souls 3 like bias influence this.
Pinwheel is cooler.
Sure, I think he's right below Stray Demon, maybe. I think he's above Gaping Dragon in my head, but he's.
I don't agree with that, but what do we do now? Because I think the Gaping Dragon.
Sure,
is
you can put
cooler.
him below. You can put him below there. You can put him.
I think that's perfect.
Like honestly, anywhere in average, like anywhere in the top half of average, I would accept that because I don't have a strong enough opinion on him to even be mad wherever you would put him. Yes. All right, what's next?
This is Champions Gravetender and Wolf. Did you do
we're
this
back
fight?
we're back in average. Yeah, we're back in average. I guess it's probably like, it's also in the bottom like percent of Dark Souls 3 bosses. I would put him pretty much like right below Cursed Rotten Greywood. Honestly, I think is in that tier pretty much.
Yeah, I could agree. Do you want him here?
Sure.
I can get that.
Put him below Guardian Dragon even. I think Guardian Dragon is
Capra Demon is cool.
Yeah, Capra Demon is cooler. Put him right below Capra Demon. I think that's perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Is it Giant
Okay.
Lord cooler?
No.
Okay.
The Giant Lord isn't all that, no.
He's
I don't think
cooler,
so.
but he's cooler.
Yeah,
But it's
he's
just,
like, he's cooler in like the sense of like, yeah, he's a
he's
sicker
basically
design.
the last giant again, but he's cooler.
Yeah, yeah. But also kind of a boring fight. But okay, what's next?
Dragon Slayer armor. Theo, this is Dragon Slayer armor.
Ooh, this is one we're probably gonna. I think he's good. I think he's very high up and good. Honestly, I think he's
Oh, okay.
such a fun. I think he's such a fun fight. Honestly, I think.
agree, but I literally thought you wanted him in like straight up busting or awesome. But I can understand this because I wanted him in like good as well.
Yeah, I think he's like in the top tier of good. Honestly, because I just think his moves are super like fun to dodge. I love his like I think his design is like pretty cool. Like I think it's definitely better than old Dragon Slayer from Dark Souls 2 by far. Cuz it's like it's unique but still a callback. I think his moveset's just sick. I think like I don't know, I just think he's like such a good fight. Like he's there's I can't say anything bad about him. But I also can't like put him in like top tier awesome straight up bussin' because he's not like there's no like wow factor with him really. He's just like super well designed. So I would put him in.
Would you also put him between Great Grey Wolf Sith and Lothric Younger Prince? Or
Yeah,
would you...
because that's what I was gonna say. I think like Lothric Younger Prince and the Old Dragon armor are like exactly the same in my opinion.
They
Like
are...
if I had to if I would have to put like two numbers on every boss, they would have the exact same number.
Yes.
After our long ass piss break, and we're gonna start with the Demon Prince.
Yes. And I do believe that you like this one.
They are very good. Yeah, they are very good.
I think
They are extremely
they're
good.
like I think they're like above average.
Are they really? No.
I know I'm gonna have to put it higher. I just
Yeah.
I just don't I didn't they're alright. They're above alright. Definitely.
But like, they have a sick arena. They're definitely like the best like tag team boss except Ornstein and Smo, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
except for but like the Bell Gargoyles, I agree of having them higher up, but it's purely because they're more iconic.
They're more
like,
iconic
design-wise,
and it's just like
yeah.
it's the first boss
Yeah.
that's like actually it's the first boss you experience in the Dark Souls series that's very
Yeah.
cool and very interesting to you.
Yeah, exactly. But like, so just by iconic status, I agree that Bells and Gargoyles should be higher. But I'm just saying, as a boss fight, they're the best ones except Ornstein and Smo when it comes to designing a double team. I just think it's such a smart design where like they both like change like aspects, and one of them is more aggressive while the other has like ranged attacks, and like the second phase is just very cool.
In that
I
case,
think just like very, 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 and they're also like kind of cool lore-wise because they tie back to like the Lothric Younger Prince
true.
and the arena's sick, like I already said. I think you're just very, very, very good as a fight. Like,
Would you put it, if I would guess your placement,
okay, guess my placement.
would your placement be in between Index Gunder and Lost Sinner?
I guess that's around where I'd put it.
Okay, I can
I-
agree with that because
Yeah.
I wouldn't prefer Lost Sinner to them.
Yeah, sure, I can. Okay, Deacons of the Deep. This one, I really like it.
I like
and
it
not-
too.
I think it's a super fun fight. Like,
it-
not every fight has to be like fucking nut crunching difficulty.
I do think that it's weird to like it though. I think if we put it like in good, we're the weird people.
We're definitely the weird people, but it's okay to be weird, I think. But also, I could definitely like, seeing as we have a lot of good fights in above average, like Iron Golem, Asylum Demon, The Last Giant, Pontiff Sullivan.
It's the
Like-
highest above average.
Yeah, sure.
Or,
I think it's such a fun fight.
Or
Like,
wait, is
it's
it better than Dark Sun Gwendolyn?
the thing is, like, I could put him like right above Gravelord Nito, in my opinion. Like maybe above.
Oh
Pontiff
yeah.
Sullivan.
Pontiff
Yeah.
is cooler. Pontiff is cooler. Pontiff is a
Yeah.
better fight. That's where
there,
we're putting it.
that I agree, because it's like, yeah, it's like a horde fight, but it's the best designed horde fight. It's like very geniusly designed as a horde fight with how it's mechanically driven.
It's
and
it's definitely
fun.
better than Prowling Magus and Conjuration,
Yeah, it's definitely a bit better than that.
the other
Well, yeah,
memorable horde fight.
Yeah, no, but I think the Deacons of the Deep are really cool. I also think like because like the whole area before like the church, it feels very empty, and then you get into this like room where there's just like a swarm of, and you're like, oh, so this is where they're all hiding, and then it's just like it takes like a little while. Oh, you're like, oh, okay, this is the mechanics. Like you gotta fight, kill the ones that's like glowing, and like I don't know. I think it's an easy fight that's just very very fun. Like it's not offensive. Definitely, it's not a. I don't think it's gotten on anyone's shit list really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's perfect placement. Honestly, I like that.
Dark
But
Eater
now,
Mirror, dude.
I think this is the one we're gonna disagree with the hardest. I think this is the one that's gonna be like, no one's gonna be happy. We can't even compromise in a way that's gonna make us both happy because I think it's like, it's probably like worse than fucking the Prowling Magus. Honestly, I'd rather fight fucking Prowling Magus than Dark Eater Midir because it's fucking tedious. It has so much health.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have like any interesting faces. It doesn't have like any fun moves. The dodging is like it's not super hard, but it's kind of like janky and like the camera sort of fucks you up. And like the only time you're gonna take damage is because like some jank happened. I think like the only redeeming factor is like it's a pretty cool design, but like the cool design aspect
Arena
is like
too,
it's a cool
arena
big
too.
yeah. I guess it's a cool arena, but like other than it being like a cool big dragon, the fight itself is just kind of like horribly designed. I think just having such a large health pool without anything interesting going on is. I think he's horrible, honestly. Like I know you like him because you said like when I was about to fight him, you said you really like him, but I think he's
No.
horrible.
I said that I liked him because I beat him my first try.
Mm.
And that's because everyone said he was super hard.
Yeah, but like I agree with everyone saying it's super hard, but not because like anything about it is hard. Like there's no move he has where it's like, ooh, that's a hard move to avoid. That's like a crazy cool move. It's just like he has so much health that it's just like hard by default because it takes a long time to kill. Like I think I beat him on like my fourth try maybe. And like I wasn't proud. I wasn't like, yeah, I fucking killed him. I was like, oh, finally it's over. Finally, I don't have to do this shit anymore.
Then
Which is like if I'm tired of a boss fight after 4 attempts, that says something about the boss fight. I've been stuck on boss fights way longer and still been like, yeah, that was sick. I don't know. I think he's just bad. I think he stinks.
the attempts take longer time because it's really outdrawn for a fight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
considering you wanted him like here,
Yeah.
I'll mess with you a bit and put him here.
Sure. That's okay.
No, the thing about the Dancer of the Boreal Valley is that I literally prefer him to Vort of the Boreal Valley.
I don't, but I also think he's like around the same
The
here.
thing
I
with-
think
with
it's a
the-
very good fight.
the-
I think it's probably like honestly,
dodging the
I think it's
Dancer's
yeah.
moves. Dodging the Dancer's moves is amazing.
Yeah, I was like here's something I have to admit. I was stuck on the Dancer way longer than I was on Midir. But like I said before, as an example, like when I was done with the Dancer, I was like, yeah, I can't wait to do that my next playthrough, because it's such like the hard part of it is like it's such like unpredictable and how it swings. It's so unusual, but like when you get it, it's not unfair. Like once you start getting like when to dodge and like you start understanding his moveset,
Yeah.
like so it's such a like fucking brilliant fight because it's not hard because it's unfair. It's hard because it's like different. It's like hard in the same way like in I don't know, but like Drunken Fists is supposed to be in like moves and stuff where
it's like
it's like the
basically a
Drunken
Dancer
Fist
moveset.
of Dark Souls bosses. I think it's sick.
Yeah, well, it's basically like a Dancer moveset.
Yeah,
So you.
I think it's a
you
sick
need-
fight. Yeah,
You the way you can like fight any Dark Souls enemy and then know how to beat Gundyr
yeah.
because
Yeah, I guess that's an exception. Yeah, the Dancer is an exception to that because it's so unusual in how it swings
it's
and how it works.
You up until this point, I can't believe that you've at any time in the Dark Souls series fought a regular like knight-like enemy that's this unpredictable. Well, no, maybe the first two attempts of Artorias.
Yeah, Artorias is unpredictable, but he's not unpredictable in the same way because his swings
You're
like
just not
they
used
come
to
out and
enemy
it unpredictable. Yeah, exactly. They come out at a unpredictable time. But when like the animation starts, you understand what's happening. Like the animation, the like fucking dancer has, like you see when the attack starts, but you have a very hard time understanding. Okay, but how do I respond to this? Like the unpredictable part of Artorias is like, okay, when will he swing? When will he do this? The unpredictable part of like the dancer is like, okay, what does this mean? What does this move even mean?
Yeah.
And when you start understanding what the moves mean, that's super satisfying. Yeah, I think it's a great fight.
I want to put it. Wait, where did we put Vort? I want to put it above Vort, but that's up to you.
Sure. I could put him anywhere from Fume Knight down to Executioner Chariot. I could accept them.
Then I would put
I think
him,
it's a she, but yeah, I think it's. Isn't it a she?
It's a she. It's a girl. It's basically. I believe that a dude hired her to be his personal dancer.
Yeah.
So that you can just watch her
I think that's a fair place to put him.
I would kind of want to put him here though. Her.
Sure.
I want to put her here.
But like, yeah, I guess honestly, like, maybe. No, I think that's good. I think that's decent. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
So here's the thing, right?
Here's the probably like the biggest flop in
Dark
Souls
the
3.
Crystal Sage is like the Capra Demon of Dark Souls 3, but worse.
Yeah, no, I think it's just kind of. It's not fun. Like, it's not super difficult, but it's not fun in any way.
I think design-wise,
it's a boring design. It's like
the design
kind
is
of
literally
lame fight.
The design is literally a hat.
Yeah, no, I think it's boring fight.
I'd put it like somewhere here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like the fart of Dark Souls 3, honestly.
What's this one? What's this? The church? Is it? Yeah, all around here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd accept that. Yeah.
I prefer it though to this one.
Yeah, sure. I can't even see what it is. Like, it's very blurry, so I don't even know what you're preferring.
This is the Covenant DLC fight where you fight an
online
NPC.
Yeah, sure. I can agree.
So the thing with the next one is Champion Gundyr is definitely a better boss fight than Ludwig's Gundyr.
But because of where it's placed and like how it's derivative. It's like, you could say like, oh, the Stray Demon is a better fight than the Asylum Demon, but it's still very derivative.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Champion Gundyr is like, it's derivative in a cool way. I don't think it's as much of like a copy paste. It's more of like, it's like I think it's a very good fight, honestly. I think it's
I'd still put
above,
it in
it's
like,
above Pontiff Sullivan, I think, below the Last Giant maybe.
I wouldn't put it above Sullivan. Where's Sullivan? What do we put
he's
him?
in above average.
He's here. Gundyr's champion is better. Can we do this then? Because it's better than Deacons of the Deep.
Sure, I accept.
Okay.
Okay, we talked about the fart of Dark Souls 3 before. This is worse. This is an even bigger fart, honestly.
The thing is,
it's a bad fight.
The thing is, Ceaseless is cooler. The fight between Ceaseless is better. And the Twin Dragon Riders is just a meme at this point. Fuck the Twin Dragon Riders.
Yeah, sure.
So, is this a good placement?
Yeah.
That's the lowest Dark Souls 3 we're gonna go so far.
Yeah, definitely, because the last two fights are good, both of them, I'd say.
The thing is, the last pick is gonna be a long discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
this one is probably I don't even know what you think of this one. I think it's top tier good.
It's a very nice throwback. If it's in awesome, it's either above Osiris or below Osiris.
I think it's below Osiris by far for me. I definitely prefer Osiris.
I can put it there. The thing with this boss fight
honestly, I think I prefer the Lothric Younger Prince though. And I probably prefer Ludwig's Gundyr and the Demon Prince. I don't know, I think it's more of like Lost Sinner territory, honestly, where it's a cool fight, but like the moveset isn't that fun. And it's like, yeah, while the design is cool, it's still like, I don't think the Lost Sinner is a bit better, honestly. I think it's in good. But what I'm also starting to notice is I think a lot of what's in good, honestly, it should be put in awesome. But also, seeing as it's like we're comparing it to between Dark Souls games, we're not comparing it to other games.
We could
like
do this.
Good is. We could.
That's up to
but
you.
Like But the thing is, when we start, because I definitely think Great Wolf Sith is like closer to this, like the other ones in good. It's closer to those than it is to the ones in awesome.
Yes.
But also, I definitely think like if you just think about like gaming in general, everything in good is in awesome. Like it's everything in good. Like even if it's just called good, it's still like honestly,
Everything
we
in
should
good
almost rename good to very good. Honestly,
Yeah, and then above
I
average to
think
good.
yeah, because I think I would be less I think that's a good thing to do. We make good very good and then average into good, and I think that's like it would make me less sad about a lot of stuff on this list. I think this makes me more happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is better.
So now I'm definitely like, yeah, Aldrich is in very good. I think
Uh,
it's Lost Sinner, sort of.
You wanted it here?
Yeah, sort of. I could even put it below Lost Sinner, but no, I think
I think
right
it's
above
above.
Lost Sinner.
I think it's above.
Yeah, it has cooler like animation and design. Like
Throwback
it's a
as
sick
well.
fight. Yeah. Okay, here comes the one that's gonna be.
Probably straight up bossing for you, but the thing is,
Yeah,
it's a good fight.
definitely a straight up bossing for me.
It's a good
It's above
fight.
Ornstein and Smoke. It's above Ornstein and Smoke. Honestly, I think it's right below Soul of no, right on Soul of Cinder tier. Honestly,
Dude, I even
That's
prefer.
right.
I prefer the Nameless King. So if
I don't.
I was gonna personally place this one, I would put it below the Nameless King.
I think the Abyss Watchers, like as a fight, they're so well designed in like every aspect. It's such a cool design. It is so iconic. Like
Yes.
I don't know about you, but like as someone who, like I knew about Dark Souls and stuff, but I never played the games. I knew the Abyss Watchers. Like that's one of the ones you know. Like you know Ornstein and Smoke, you know the Abyss Watchers, you know Great Wolf Sith. Like those are like fights you know about them.
Yeah.
Like maybe even Pinwheel, but like in a different way. But I don't even know if I knew. I think I knew about Pinwheel, but I don't know. But the Abyss Watchers is just such an iconic fight. It's probably like when people think of Dark Souls 3, a lot of them think about the Abyss Watchers. And I think the first phase is cool. Like first it's like this one dude, and he has like a quick move set. It's like, ooh, what a sick fight. And then another one comes in and like starts attacking you. You're like, what the fuck? I'm being double teamed. Oh no. And then a third one comes in and starts attacking them, and you're like, oh fuck, this is just an all-out brawl. You just feel like you're a part of something bigger in a way. It's like you've walked in on their battle. This isn't even your battle at that point. And then during the second phase, when you like beat them, and you're like, "Whew, glad that is over." That was kind of a cool fight. And then like they all coalesce and just give him like a fucking big ass like flame effect. His movesets become even like more devastating, and it's definitely like the first difficulty spike in Dark Souls 3. Definitely, like it's the first boss fight that gives you like a bit of trouble, I would say. And it's just well designed, both visually, boss wise, like the like build up, everything about it is just fucking. It's straight up bussin'. I can't even lie.
You would really put it in straight up bossing.
I would not even like, not even insecure about it, not even unsure.
Well,
just
then,
completely sure that it's straight up bussin'.
It's either here or here.
Yeah, personally, I think it's there, but I could put him below Ornstein and Smoke because you don't even want him in straight up bussin'.
Well, the thing is, I want him in straight up bussin', but I'd probably put him here or here.
I would put him. You know what? Because I want him above Vendrick. I probably want him above Ornstein and Smoke. But because you want him below Ornstein and Smoke, then I'll put him below Ornstein and Smoke. And then we have like right in the middle of our opinion.
Okay. No, wait. I changed my mind.
Sure, let's go. Okay. You know what? I'm looking at this right now, and I have to say I wasn't expecting to like this list as much as I am. I think this is a very good tier list. I agree with like most of this.
It is.
If someone asked me for my opinion on Dark Souls 3, and I had to like show them this list, I wouldn't be like, that's not accurate. I'd be like, yeah, there's some inconsistencies with my actual opinion, but it's representative enough. I think this is a very good tier list.
There are some things there's like one thing I've been looking at since we started the list, and that's that I personally would put the Gaping Dragon here. But that's just because this is the biggest first threat you encounter. And it's kind of like a shock as well, considering it's like a small little reptile head peeking out, and then this huge monstrosity comes up. and you at the first you think that you're fucked because this thing is gigantic and terrifying.
Yeah.
It's basically a dragon that's been split in half.
Yeah. No, I think it's you know what, I can agree. Put him above.
You agree with
make
him
that
being
change.
here?
Yeah, I agree. Because the thing is, while I definitely think it's a very poorly designed fight as like
It is
the actual gameplay of it, but like just the design, the reveal, the like area before it, it's just a very it's cool. I agree. I agree with that change.
Now
Is there anything else we gotta?
Now I could say
gotta
so
do?
far that I'm pretty much agreeing on this list.
Yeah, I think I also like obviously there are some where I'm like, I'd probably move that up a bit or down a bit, but there's nothing where I'm like, that's a fucking crime. That's that's not good at all. Like everything I can be like, well, that's close enough to what I think at least.
Yeah.
Where I don't even want to complain too much.
Nothing here is hurting me right now.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing that like actually makes me like, oh, it hurts to see it there. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. In that case, is this the official Undead Dudes boss tier list of Dark Souls?
It's not just the official Undead Dudes tier list. It's the fucking official Dark Souls tier list.
It's the official tier list.
Yeah, it's objectively correct. It's the one.
If you
the
disagree,
Dark Souls tier list.
If you disagree, you can email us at whatever the undead mail.
Yeah.
.bussen.
Yeah. And when masked men show up at your door, don't tell me I didn't warn you. Okay.
When we show up, you better click
when we track you down through that fucking email, you.
Well, let's just say we hope you got enough Estus for that encounter.
Yeah. It's gonna be It's gonna be the most awful fight yet. I'll tell you that.
We're gonna be above Slave Knight Gael at that point.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it.
No.
Yeah, I think this is completely true and fact.
It's just facts, man.
Yeah.
And depending on the future, we might do a Dark Souls area tier list.
Yeah, I think that will be fun, and I think we might disagree a bit more because I think I definitely know some areas where we're not gonna agree fully.
As long as we like just put Earthen Peak in like bad.
Earthen Peak, what?
It's
what
the
even?
Dark Souls 2 area where you get poisoned. It's the area before
that one.
The windmill.
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
It was a cool, memorable area. It's just not a well-designed area.
It's a bit strange that like literally all the Dark Souls games have like their own poison fucking swamp.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
But that's
the same with like
Yeah, but that's for another video.
Yeah.
And so for now, we hope you enjoyed this little podcast talk right here.
Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed getting this factual knowledge put upon your brain.
You might as well. You might as well, by a request of me, print this out and put it on your wall and tell your parents that, Mom, Dad, this is the official boss tier list of Dark Souls.
Yeah, like I'm all for free thinking, but in this case, we did you the favor of doing the free thinking for you. You don't even have to do it anymore. You don't even have to think anymore. We're so kind.
Yeah. If you haven't played Dark Souls, now when you boot up Dark Souls 2 for the first time and you fight the Twin Dragon Riders, you know, oh, it's the one that's the lowest in bad.
Yeah, and if you like have a fun time fighting it, you don't even have to like acknowledge that feeling because you already know the objective factual placement of it.
You gotta compromise with yourself there. You gotta compare our pick to your own. And just
scratch your own, and then just ignore your own. Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if you have a brain and you're thinking correctly, you will understand that we're correct. And if you don't, sorry, man, you just messed up. You're gonna have to go get a brain check or something.
True. Well, I think our work here is done.
The people who were sleeping to the podcast probably woke up to threats. Us threatening them and telling them they're
but it's good that they're waking up now that it's done, so they can just look upon it. And
gaze upon the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this has been a long video, I think. I don't know how long this has been. Two
Probably
hours?
like
3 hours?
yeah, it's probably up there. Honestly,
Probably
it's
up there.
definitely going to be a long one.
Yes.
Well,
At least we'll see you guys some other time in the future.
yeah. Well,
For now, have a good night or whatever you're
yeah,
having.
yeah. Well, bye bye.
Bye.